Ladies and gentlemen, it is draft night. Welcome to Habs tonight. It is a thrill. This feels like a blast from the past. It feels like going backward and going forward at the same time. We got Brandon Legacy on. We are so excited to have you on, Brando.
How's it going, guys? How's everybody feeling? Hey, big night.
A lot of comments in the chat already. It's pretty animated as we speak already. So anyways, but this is an exciting night, man. We've been waiting for this. We've been waiting for this for a long time, right?
Oh, absolutely. Well, ever since January, we've been kind of planning for this.
Maybe November.
Yeah, really. But no, it should be a big night. It should be a fun night. It's a big thing. I mean, a lot of these 17, 18-year-old kids, it's one of the best days of their lives. So can't wait to get it going, really.
Draft night in Montreal at the Bell Center. I mean, the fact they're picking first overall, I mean, like in a perfect world, I think that we would all love to be drafting what you would call a generational player. And we still don't know if Shane Wright or Slav or Cooley, we're just going to put it out there, to be fair to these guys. Yeah. I think we all have a good idea of who the Canadiens we think they're taking. But that being said, I think that, I looked at Bergeron's numbers. So if you want to just talk about, we'll talk about a lot of stuff here before we get going right into the draft itself. But if you looked at Patrice Bergeron's numbers, I'm thinking, like, if we actually have a guy who can post those kind of numbers and have the kind of career he had, I'll be very happy. So if that's the case, I think we're in for a treat if it works out.
Oh, absolutely. And that's the thing, like, Shane Wright's got a lot of the Bergeron thing to the start. I saw a tweet the other day, forgive me, I forget who put it out there. They kind of said it's almost unfair to Shane just because how good Bergeron is.
Yeah.
But then they compared him almost to like a David Krejci, which is still not bad because we know, like you said, it's not a generational talent. There's no McDavid, there's no Matthews, Crosby, etc. But I mean, even if Shane Wright pans out to be like a David Krejci 2.0, that's not bad. I mean, it's still a great player. He was one of the most important pieces in that Boston team for all their runs. So I kind of hesitate with the Bergeron thing. I can see it because the two-way, smart defensive playing center. But also, I don't hate the David Krejci one either. And I just don't want to put too much onto Shane Wright for the pressure. I know he's already experiencing it. I mean, you're going first overall the draft in Montreal.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's going first, but I mean, he's got the pressure of he's been first overall for the last 3 years for his draft class. So,
yeah. I mean, like, he got the exceptional status, right? And at a very young age, same as Connor McDavid, same as John Tavares. Like, it's not an easy thing to live up to in a way, especially after you have a year off playing hockey, which was completely unplanned because of COVID. And like, there were certain arguments from certain folks that certain players were still able to excel and grow their game even with the COVID pause. But with Shane Wright, I mean, maybe his approach, kind of like the way he plays, more cerebral, a little more methodical. I think it's a good sign when Vinny Lecavalier in St. Louis actually have a phone conversation with the kid. Like, I was talking to Annik yesterday, who, by the way, you're going to hear from Annik, guys, live from the Bell Center very shortly at the draft, by the way. And Shane or two. I did send him a link, so I hopefully he's probably just soaking it, and he got tickets last minute, so he's just fired up right now inside that building. I can tell you right now. But I think Shane's approach and how he's handled the pressure so far, maybe some folks would have wished he had a better season. And a 94-point season is still not that bad. And even in the games he played in the playoffs, Brando, like, he was still over a point a game average for the 10, 11 games that he played. So, a longer run would have been nice to see him get closer to a Memorial Cup. But given the effort he still gave, and I just think there's still a lot of untapped potential. And I'm excited to see what this new regime does in terms of development, now that we've completely revamped the player development department. Like, this was the time to really get her going and correct the ship, because we know that we've missed a lot of these picks in the first round for way too long.
Yeah. And to go back to the Shane Wright stuff, I mean, we know, like, a lot of reporters put it out there, he was paired up with some younger kids at the start of the year in Kingston. We knew Kingston wasn't the powerhouse that, let's say, Hamilton was and other teams, but I know scouts and NHL execs wanted Wright to show a little bit more in playoffs, maybe carried a little bit more as that number one guy. I mean, you're the go-to guy. It's tough to put that on the shoulders of a kid, especially if the team's not there. I just want to do a quick shout-out, New Brunswick team. where I'm from, St. John, about 40 minutes away. Mem Cup champs. That was pretty cool. And the coach,
Absolutely.
Gardner McDougall, coaches UMB, which is right in Fredericton, about 10 minutes away. So good for
That's
him.
wicked.
He's built a powerhouse team in UMB. They've won so many national titles. But yeah, just want to do a quick shout out for the St. John Sea Dogs. It's awesome.
Very, very cool. And also for those that are watching on Twitter, we're also broadcasting on Twitter tonight. Do jump over to YouTube. We appreciate it because, that's where, it sounds funny, but like that's where the money's at. But that's not the only reason we want you to come to YouTube. Like that's where you really get the best experience in terms of viewing as well. So while we're on Twitter, if you are watching, come over to YouTube, subscribe, hit the like button, put us out there. It's been a long time since the OGs from Habs Tonight, like yourself and me, have been on hosting a show. So like we're really excited to be here, and we mean that genuinely. And then I wanted to give tonight I should actually create a title for this called the Dale Whis Report, because we get questions probably once every couple weeks or more on where in the world is Dale Whis, like where in the world's Carmen Sandiego kind of thing, right? And I had the chance to talk to him the other day, and I tried to get him on tonight. I was going to surprise the whole team and try to get Dale to pop on, but he's at a water park with his family having a great time. So he sends his well wishes to the Habs Tonight fam. He has not forgotten about you. So just so everybody knows that Dale's going to be coming back on this summer to do some shows. So we kind of tried to tell everybody that as well. But while we have you live on the night of the draft, we want to let you guys know that Dale will be jumping back on for some summer shows. He's looking forward to that. He's really been enjoying retirement and just being a dad. So like, it's just really cool to see how happy he's been.
And that's the thing too. I mean, he went over to Sweden for a few months, came back, finally retired, and just wanted to spend time with his family. And then I also learned that lesson real quick because my son is 9.5 months now. I severely underestimated how busy that is. And it's part of why I've been MIA on this channel for a bit. But now that he's getting older, more of a routine set up. So I think I can jump on a little bit more. But this is going to be fun. And so let's do the argument now. We talked about Wright.
Yep.
We have Juraj Slafkovsky, who skyrocketed up the standings. And I know some fans I don't understand the hatred or the mob mentality of losing their minds. I mean, I don't think you can go wrong in the top 3 here tonight.
I don't think you can either. I think that it's between Slav and Shane personally. I mean, the one question I have about Logan Cooley, I just have to get this off my chest, is why he looks so unhappy 99.9% of the time. Like, I'm serious. Like he meets Nick Suzuki and Jonathan Drouin in the locker room yesterday in Montreal, and same look on his face. And every time I've seen him in an interview, and every time I've seen him interacting with any human being, this is a look on his face. It's just like, I don't know if this kid just hates the camera or what the deal is, man. But I'm like, just something is like, I don't know if I'm like, I don't know if he comes across arrogant. I hope not. But I'm like, this kid has skill. So like, whoever gets this kid, whether it's Arizona or somebody else, which is probably going to be Arizona, I'm thinking to myself, like, does he have this look on his face just knowing who's picking him? Like, I feel for the kid, maybe. I don't know, because at the end of the day, you're going to the NHL, man, right? But would you feel the same way? Like, it's hard to put yourself in those shoes, but like, if knowing you're going to a team like Arizona, 5,000 seats at a university rank, like, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot going through these kids' minds, I just imagine.
Oh yeah, definitely. And who's to say like Arizona could trade? I don't know what's going to happen. I feel like every year they always act like there's a bunch of moves about to happen, but it's all smokescreen. But I don't know what's going to happen. Like if let's say Slafkovsky goes first, to the Devils trade, because we know they're kind of set down the middle with Hischier, Hughes. Like they want Slafkovsky. They want a big winger. Like, do they trade for a winger? Trade back? Like there could be so many scenarios that's hinging on the Montreal Canadiens' first pick.
Oh, for sure.
And you
like
got the two stud deer there too.
Yeah, people really love Nemec. Nemec was you saw. What was it, Matt Barnaby's tweet yesterday? Nemec's ranked higher than what was it?
Shane
Wright. Shane Wright was at number 4. So anything's certainly possible. I am hoping that we make a little bit of noise here tonight. Like, and that's why I want to ask you this. Like, do you think the Habs are going to move up for a chance at a higher first round pick than 26? We know we have one. Do you think they're going to try to move up that 26th pick?
I have no idea, but if they stay at 26, I know he's been talked about a lot, but that Lane Hudson kid, he's a small D man, but I think he's like 5'8", 160 pounds, 170 pounds, but I guess his skill is unbelievable. And you need to have a bigger decor, which the Habs do. I mean, Caden Gooley's big, Logan Mayu's big, Barron somewhat decently sized, Romanov plays big,
Arbor Jack guy.
Arbor Jack guy. He was fun to watch.
Yeah.
My friend watched him at the Mem Cup in St. John, said he's a mutant.
But
no, like it's interesting. And it's been well known that the Habs have been trying to move into like the 12 to 18 range from their 20. Maybe they get rid of 26 and 33 overall to move down. Who knows? I think it all shakes out as soon as those first few picks get going. Then teams can kind of know if their guy is going to be where they want it.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of wait and see, right?
Yeah, and then the I find the interesting thing is when you have number one pick, obviously you want a consensus number one. You want a generational talent. But I find this year has been so up in the air, and it's somewhat, I find it more interesting because you'll see how teams kind of strategize of what they need because everything's a toss up. It's almost like not best player available. It's like they're all in the same kind of group. So it's like, what are teams looking for? And I find that so much more interesting than just like you're straight up, okay, we know who's going to one overall. Like there's so many different needs, and it's going to be really cool to see in the top five.
Yeah, it's best player available. Is it like because some fans are suggesting that it's dangerous to draft by what position the team really wants. Like you got to go for the best player available no matter what. And do you think it's a bad thing to draft positionally? Like, what's your opinion on that?
I do. I think you have to go best player available, but when it's all a toss up, you almost got to do the advanced. Who's going to be better, or what holes are you going to need to fill in the few years? That's what's so interesting about Montreal. I don't think there's as much noise around Slafkovsky if it wasn't that close. And we know next year there's some good centers of the draft as well, assuming Montreal finishes bottom 10, bottom 5. Maybe that's why. Maybe they trade to bring in a center. I don't know what they're thinking. We're not pros, and whoever goes top 3 or whoever goes 1 overall, I'm going to support. I don't care who it is. I have no skin in the game besides just my fandom. But
right.
Like it's like maybe they see Slafkovsky with the Caulfield Suzuki line. Maybe they see Slav as a good addition, and they'll get their center through a trade, or they'll get their center next year. Or they see Wright as they want that 1-2 tandem for the next 10 years, and they'll find a winger through trade or next year. Who knows? It's so up in the air. It's so interesting to me.
Yeah, like to me, like I just think a winger will be a little easier to acquire afterward. So that's why, not only do we need a center, and that's why I hope Shane Wright works out really well, but I also feel like we're really going to handle these kids a lot better with Kent Hughes, with Jeff Gorton, with Vinny LeCavalier, St. Louis. Don't forget, we have a whole new player development department with Adam Nicholas. And then also we have Marie-Philippe Poulet, who's going to work with our prospects. Like, you got a world-class hockey player. Like, there's so much juice to, but like, I was telling Annik yesterday, I was like, man, I was getting goosebumps just thinking about Shane Wright having a phone call with LeCavalier and St. Louis ahead of the draft. Like, two guys who won a Stanley Cup, one's a Hall of Famer, and two players that were two of the most exciting of their time that just know what it's like to be in, like, they're both French. They know what it's like to be in this market, and they avoided this market in terms of playing in it, but it's whether you can handle it or not. And Annik and I were talking yesterday about Shane Wright and how he's playing with Jonathan Drouin in the practice and Nick Suzuki and playing with the kids, and just, it almost looked like he already gets it. How they talk about how Suzuki and Caulfield, they get it, right? Like, they get what it means to be a Montreal Canadian. And I think that some early seeds have been planted for Shane Wright that he's going to get it too.
Yep. And my only question is too, though, this is where I like Slafkovsky, but I also said, like, I don't care who the Habs take. I support either way. I'm not going to lose my mind. But, like, are you a little bit worried that Wright and Suzuki are very similar, whereas a Logan Cooley might accentuate that better at the group, more dynamic, a different kind of style than Suzuki? Or are you okay with 60 to 80 or 70 to 90? I don't want to go too high of a ceiling for them. Like, Wright and Suzuki are great two-way centers, but they're not like your 100, 110, 120 point guys.
Yeah.
So do you want two of the same centers, or would you like a Suzuki Cooley or a Slafkovsky on the Caulfield Suzuki line for the next 8 years, whatever it is.
It's
really what
question.
the Habs are look for.
Yeah, it's such a good question, man. Especially with the Cooley thing, because he compares himself to Patrick Kane, and just think of, my gosh, what it would be like to have hands similar to that in Montreal, just up and down the ice, flash and dash.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what Shane Wright's game is not. Like, he's not flash and dash, which he mentioned. So to me, it's I understand the perspective of having Shane Wright and Nick Suzuki's game so comparable to the point where you want to have some more dynamic. What's the word? You just want to have more dynamics between the top two centers. But for Logan Cooley,
different skill sets.
And I different skill sets. Yeah. And honestly, like, I like Cooley's skill, but I really think they really value character a lot as well. And I just think that based on what I've seen from Shane Wright, even Slafkovsky, like, Slav is a really upbeat guy, really positive, big smiles, just happy to be there right now, happy to be considered top two. He wants to be the best player in this draft, regardless of which number he goes at. So there's it's hard to get this pick wrong, but if it's me, like, I just can't turn away from having two very reliable 200-foot centers.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, that's where the Logan Cooley thing, I know, based on what I've studied about his game, offense is his mantra. I don't know enough about him defensively to feel confident enough that he'd be the right pick at this point.
And there's also the argument too, though, because you got Suzuki for D, Dvorak plays PK. He can play defensive style. That's if he's still there. Jake Evans, he's the other defensive one. So you got to mix an offensive minded in there. That's just my train of thought. I'm not saying they have to. I really don't. Like I said, no skin in the game. I'm not making the choice, so I'm not going to sweat over it. I'm just going over. I'm just spitballing ideas of, like, do you want to, like, two Suzukis is great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, do the Habs view a different skill set more of a priority, or who knows? We're going to find out in the next 5-10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, the draft is starting. It's after 7:00, just after about 5 after 7. And my head will be tilted quite a bit as I actually watch us pick first overall. And I did send a link to Annik. I have not checked my phone, so she must be busy getting to her seat, or she probably is at her seat right now. So I'm just kind of checking my messages.
People tuning in, we're good to go for the whole first round, Dekes?
For most of it, I think at the very least, I'm going to try to get to 26 when we pick our second one. So it depends on how fast things go.
If you got to bail out, I might stay just for the whole first round. Notables, I got Montreal picks 1 and 26. This is barring any trades. Arizona has picks 3, 27, and 32. So 3 first round picks. Columbus 6 and 12. Buffalo has 3 picks, 9, 16, and 28. Anaheim has 2 with 10 and 22.
A lot of picks for Arizona too, so good for them for their rebuild.
Arizona, like,
look at this.
The 5 years until they get out of that NCAA rank is good, but
I'm just looking at my boy Kyle Bakoskas in between Shane Wright and Slafkovsky. They look stressed out.
Wouldn't the whole place melt down if the Habs announce a trade and pick 1, 2, and all this debate is over?
Honestly, that would be the biggest possible splash I think they can make if they do. That would be nuts.
Like, it'd be crazy. But I hope they move up. I mean, I'm interested to see, because we saw, I mean, I think Timmins got a bad rap a bit because some of the management stepped in. I know management stepped in, took Louis LeBlanc, and Timmins wanted Chris Kreider. Caulfield's drafted Cooley. Like, all these kids that Timmins did well near the end, and he's not going to get the recognition. But I'm very curious how this new management group goes after, or why, so you can kind of see their methodology or their thinking in prospects. Like, I think it's exciting as a Habs fan.
Oh, there's no, like, the timing could not have worked out better to get the high picks that we have in this draft, given the new general, like, just the new hockey ops department, period. Like, we have one. We didn't have one before. We didn't have a vice president.
Finally have analytics.
Analytics, like, what a concept, right? Like, they've covered every angle properly. They've made the team more diverse, adding new female positions, especially with MPP. And just changing the entire vibe, where I think I genuinely believe players, free agents specifically, in the coming seasons, maybe even starting this summer, will want to come to Montreal more than they ever have in a very long time.
Yeah. And that's the thing now. Like, you can see the writing on the wall. Weber's gone. Pricey's still a question mark. I'll always be a Price supporter. If he comes back, I'm cheering him on. I don't care. But like you can see the writing on the wall. It's a turn. It's a I don't know. I can't say rebuild because they're not tearing it down. Like they're not Arizona picking 5 times in the first round. They're retooling, rebuilding, however you want to word it. But it's like the window. I talked about this last year, 2 years ago on this channel. I was like, Bergevin was stuck between 2 windows. The Carey Price Weber one, and then your Suzuki one. Well, we're entering the Suzuki one, which is honestly, it's still, I'll say 4 to 6 years away before you actually see competing free agent signings, depending what they do. Here we go.
Here we go.
Bettman's up on the stage for people that aren't tuning in.
Yeah, so if I go quiet and take my headphones off for like a couple of minutes here, it's just because I want to take this in, but I will have my microphone on. I'm going to try to not see your guys' reactions. I want to see this live myself. So he's really trying to speak French. You hearing this?
Some people are thinking Suzuki's getting the seed night. What's chat think? Suzuki getting the captain tonight?
If they do it, it's going to be after the draft pick, though, I think, because they don't want to take away from.
Yeah, you don't want to steal
moment,
that. I was thinking that the other night. It's a great comment.
Yeah,
you don't want to steal the thunder from whoever gets picked, right?
Yeah,
but it'd be pretty cool though. Hey, the captain of the Montreal Canadiens, Nick Suzuki, is here to make the first overall selection.
Yeah, and then they let the roar happen, and then like a pause, then let the next moment happen, and it's an even bigger one or what? Yeah,
that'd be cool.
So
we're just making up rumors now. Tweet it out.
You heard it here first. Yeah.
Jeez, Gary. Gary wants his moment, though. He didn't get to give out the cup.
I know. I noticed that. Oh, here she comes. We're about to introduce somebody, folks.
Yeah.
I think we got to bring her in. We told her we were gonna. So
quickly, chat. Who's going first?
I have 2. I have 2 titles prepared. So, they're giving a shout to March or just passed away yesterday. I wanted to say Marchment. Am I saying his name right?
Yeah,
even
Marchment.
Okay. Yeah, a moment of silence.
Chat. Who's going? 1.
Okay, I think
give us your 1, 2, 3.
Annik, are you ready for us? Annik, are you good? Can you hear us? I gotta get her mic on mute too. So Annik's mic is not connected, it says. I don't know if you can hear us, Annik, but
Shane Wright will be number 1. Shane Wright.
So I'm going to try to bring Annik in. She is live at the Bell Center. I'm just getting a message here. Okay, here we go. I'm going to bring her in. Annik Lemire, we got to make sure her mic is on. But can you hear us, Annik? Because we can't hear you quite yet. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I was on mute because they're doing tributes to Marchment and everybody.
So how's it going? Okay.
Yeah, we're going to get the echo a bit, but Shane is at the draft. So is Marco, too.
How do I switch the camera on this?
There should be a... I wish I could see your phone, but...
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to...
You look okay, though. Like, we can hear you, and we can see you.
Yeah, I just wanted to flip the camera around.
Twitter's saying Slaf's going first.
Who thinks Slaf?
Twitter's... All the betting sites are saying Slaf is the favorite now.
Oh, this is Guy Lafleur's son.
I don't know how to flip this, and it's bugging me.
Hey, Nick, do you want us to give you a sec just to check your camera out? We can give you a sec and bring it back.
No, it's fine. It's just I can't
You're okay?
flip it. Yeah. I guess I could just do this.
Oh, very cool. You got a nice view of this. Here, let's bring her up here. Let's give it
I have so many different audios going through my ears right now.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's not. It's not that. I have the feed on my phone, StreamYard.
That was a good shot. We got you on the big screen here. So, Nick is right. Look at your name. Look at your name.
I just wanted to
So I know what Nick's picking.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I like that.
Hold on.
Yeah. This is exciting, man.
I don't know who they're gonna pick. This is wild.
I know, like butterfly.
Marco was telling us that they have until 7:09 to book in their pick.
7:09. I have
Yeah.
7:13.
So the pick's probably
Already
locked in
passed
by
that.
now. Yeah, so the pick's locked in.
The pick is locked in.
I wonder
Okay.
if that's
Yeah,
I
and
wonder
if
if
you
that's
take
why
an,
all the odds are jumping.
I saw a photo on Twitter that was saying it was a photo of behind Tricolore Sport, and the name lettering for the custom jerseys is all right letters stacked. So
Spoiler.
that's why Annik is right.
Oh, bossy.
Annik is witnessing history. You got a nice little chat comment
Right.
here. You're making history.
By guessing the pick.
I just hope everybody like acts mature, like regardless of who it is, and just
Yeah.
supports them. Like
Yeah.
let the new ownership do the right thing. Give them benefit of the doubt. Trust the process and just support whoever. I mean, it's gonna be the kid's biggest day of his life. So
Yeah. It's hello?
I'm gonna have the volume down so I can when we actually make the pick.
I just want to see.
This
Like,
is Mike Bossy's daughter that's making a speech right now honoring her dad, and Martin Lafleur also did an homage to Guy Lafleur.
Yeah, we're watching it. We're watching it on TV.
RDS is saying it's not going to be Shane Wright.
So Stéphane Leroux from RDS is saying that we're not picking right.
Of
I
course.
guess you can guess who's on stage right now.
Yeah,
This
we're
is
watching live too.
like I said, I want the generational talent, but I love this year's toss-up. It's so interesting. As a hockey fan, as a Habs fan, I want the generational talent. But
Martin Saint-Louis on stage right now.
Marty, bring on Marty. Let's go. There's such a delay on my TV set. I'm just gonna have to watch
Marc-Andre
this.
Fleury just signed with Minnesota.
Ooh, hot off the presses. Marc-Andre, stop trying to steal our moment.
I saw a Bettman is a loser tweet.
The Olays are starting.
I think I'm just gonna have to watch this like with us because there's such a delay. Annik is live.
Some JT Miller rumors going around too. The Islanders.
For the Islanders. Ooh.
Can you guys hear okay?
Somewhat. Yeah, it's not bad. Oh, now we can't hear you at all.
How we're gonna do our best to honor him.
Maybe I'll mute me and Brando for a second.
It's going to be 47 years to finally be at my first draft.
47 years for him to be at his first draft.
The last few days, the energy in this city's been awesome. I can see one now.
The energy. I
Not
unmuted
that
us.
anybody really cares, but that's Maxime Lapierre right there.
Max, thanks for ignoring my DM, you jerk.
How do you see it's just beginning. It's probably the easy part. What's ahead of you is going to be much harder. With your eyes and hold no evening. It's okay. It's not there. You just keep pushing.
I have a can ready to crack as soon as the pick is made.
Nice. All right. Well, we're gonna wait to see what they're just keeping us in so much suspense. But I mean, you got to go through the formalities though. I'm guessing Gary's going back up.
I'm excited.
So right now we've got Nick Suzuki sitting with Vincent Lecavalier at the table.
He's going to have a C on his jersey.
He took Martin St. Louis' spot. He's been there for about 30 minutes now, just talking nonstop with Vinny Lecavalier.
Interesting.
Can you guys still hear me?
Yep.
I can't hear you guys.
The background's not the...
We can hear you. Yes, we can.
Okay, I can't hear you guys at all, so...
Okay.
Let me log out. Bring me back in, okay?
Okay.
So, who's it going to be?
I don't know. I got to unmute.
A can ready to crack as soon as this goes.
Yeah, I got my TV. Has
just
such a
quickly.
delay. Go ahead.
Quickly, Marc-Andre Fleury, 2 years, $3.5 million AAV with Minnesota Wild.
How many years?
2.
Oh, 2. All right, here she comes.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
We're on the clock. Here we go. Here we go. They have Saku Koivu doing a message on the big board right now.
Saku.
Deeks,
That's awesome.
Gonna be happy.
Oh, yeah. Saku Koivu.
Kevin Hamilton, where are you? 7:20 a.m. Perth? You're 11 hours ahead of me.
They brought Saku in. I'm happy, I can tell you right now. So who's here 7:20 a.m.? Kevin?
Kevin Hamilton.
Kevin, thank you for being here.
Perth, is that Australia? Has to be.
Perth. Yeah, that rings a bell.
Uh-oh.
It's getting serious now.
It is very tense in here. So we've got
nobody knows what's going to happen.
We've got 2 minutes on the clock until they have to be on stage.
2-minute countdown, guys. 2-minute countdown.
You guys can see it over there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wonder if the Devils are going to trade if the Habs take the winger, or they take the D. I don't know what's going to happen.
We got people from Germany watching.
Germany, Australia.
Listen, I don't get nervous, but I'm a little on edge here.
My palms are sweaty.
And Nick, can you hear us yet? Okay.
I can hear you guys fine. Can you guys
cool.
hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you good.
So, I don't know if you can see, but at the bottom, we have Chantal Maccabe too, that's just standing by.
Yeah, I'm going to put you on full screen.
Yeah, we've got Chantal Maccabe all the way at the bottom. We've got Elliot Friedman standing right there. Martin St. Louis is back at the table with Nick Suzuki and Vinny Lecavalier.
We've got Mexico in the chat too.
We've got Jeff
Mexico.
Gorton and Kent Hughes right now that are talking together. So I don't know what that means, but speaking of, we have Marc Bergevin in the house right now with the Los Angeles Kings. We got a pretty nice ovation when he was outside.
Oh, no way. Bergie, that's awesome.
Yeah, Bergie's actually over there with LA. So he got a pretty nice ovation outside. So I'm curious to see if they're going to bring him up on stage and how that's going to go. But so far, nobody has booed him. The only
That's good.
boos were for Gary Buttman.
Gary
I think,
Buttman.
Friedman is saying Vancouver and the Islanders are working on something, most likely a JT Miller.
His
move.
name's been circling a lot today. What did you guys think of the Brinkat trade? Oh, here we go.
We'll get to that later.
Nick Suzuki's hopping on stage as well, so maybe we'll get a captain announcement. What do you guys think?
Is Nick going?
Yeah, Nick's going.
Nick's going up. Oh boy.
Does he have a jersey?
So we've got Jeff Molson, Kent Hughes, some guy that I don't know, another guy I don't know, Vinny Lecavalier, Martin St. Louis,
It's happening,
Jeff
guys.
Gorton, and Nick Suzuki on stage.
Oh boy.
All right, what's happening here?
Everybody's shaking Gary Buttman's hand.
I just can't wait for all the puns to be over with.
Oh, they're gonna keep going if this happens.
Brando, that's going to keep going. The pick is in. There we go,
Alrighty.
guys.
Who are we welcoming into the Habs? Support them either way, guys.
No matter what, you guys, that's what matters right now is that we have some pretty kick-ass player development compared to previous years. This is a brand new team, brand new front office. So it's just exciting, and we need to be supportive no matter what. Here's Kent Hughes, you guys.
Here we go.
Can you hear okay?
A little echoey, but it's okay.
Okay.
I guess we're ahead of TV, so.
Listen. Okay. Very classy. Here we go. Oh my God! Holy shit!
Who did we just pick?
We have Slav.
Took
Oh my gosh.
Slafkovsky.
He's over there. We have Slav.
Oh my gosh. I'm
Oh,
in shock.
wow.
I'm in shock.
Oh my God.
I can't believe it. Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
God, I can't believe it.
Wow. I'm in shock. Not gonna lie. I was wrong.
That's
and
wild.
Wow.
Everybody's face around here is just in shock.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm in shock too.
I liked them back, and I didn't know if they were going to do it.
Wow.
Wow. I don't know what to say.
That is wild. Juraj Slafkovsky, the 6'4", 220-pound winger, to play with Caulfield and Suzuki.
Okay, so I'm just going to point this out that Brando and I have been on Slap train for a while now. So it's going to be a killer line with Suzuki and Caulfield. Here he is on stage.
Wow.
That's crazy. His odds, too. That's crazy.
You know what? We got to trust the Habs, man. I'm a little unsure, but we got to trust them.
Yeah.
I'm
And
shocked.
that's what it's like they might project him to be better, fit their needs later on.
Yeah.
This is insane. Everybody's face is like a jaw drop.
It's the Kakanyemi draft all over again, but hopefully not, because this guy will stay.
I'm surprised
And the
that
developing
his
will
name's
be better.
Suzuki.
Yeah. I'm shocked. I am shocked. Straight up shocked. I can't tell if the fans are cheering or not.
Yeah, everybody's cheering right now. There's no booing or anything.
I had the graphic ready, guys, because it was a possibility, and it happened. Juraj Slafkovsky selected first overall by the Montreal Canadiens.
The official, like the initial reaction. Hold on. The initial reaction was more shock of like wow, and then cheering. There wasn't any boos or anything, so that's great. But You know what? No matter what, you guys, we got ourselves a pretty damn good player, and this line with Cole Caulfield and Nick Suzuki is going to be pretty damn exciting in the near future.
Oh, exactly that.
Wow.
And like we said, this opens up. Do the Habs move down? Do the Habs move down in the draft? Select a center somewhere? Do they trade for a center?
I think
get
they
a
like
center next
Logan
year?
Cooley. I don't know. Yeah. And there's the a lot of reaction coming in right now. A lot of reaction coming in.
How's the chat reaction? I can't see my screen right now.
A lot of
mixed.
people supporting it. Happy, welcoming them.
Good.
Yeah.
Here he is going down for his interview and signing stuff.
Mixed reaction for sure. But wow, I'm shocked. I'm personally shocked. I still can't wow.
I feel bad for the kids that got their Montreal jersey signed by Shane Wright today walking in.
Well, do you want to stick when he picks right?
Somebody's going to.
Well,
What is New Jersey? New Jersey's trading the pick.
New Jersey's on the clock right now.
They're trading that pick. I think they're trading it.
New Jersey's on the clock. Playing My Chemical Romance right now. Really?
I'm gonna watch Slav's interview with Carolyn Cameron. So
Yeah, he's talking on Sportsnet right now.
yeah, that's what I'm watching.
So, do we think that New Jersey trades?
Wouldn't surprise me. They want a winger. They got Hischier and Hughes down the middle. Or you take Wright and then
We lost the
use
next
Wright
audio.
for a few years.
Oh, there we go. We got
I
you. We
was
got
just
you.
muting when Brendan was talking. It's pretty loud in here.
Okay. Okay.
I know the Devils want a D or a winger. Maybe they take Nemec.
Oh, so Slav's getting a personal message from Zdeno Chara that he's watching right now. Next big thing to come out of Slovakia, that's for sure, is Slavy.
Did they show Shane Wright's face on TV?
No, they didn't show it. No.
I didn't show it here either. That's why I was wondering if his jaw was just dropping.
Yeah, that kid's probably
It was
crushed. I feel bad for
clear that he was going first round.
How relieved do you think Grant McKegg is?
Yeah, he's in a great mood right now. He's in a very good mood.
That's true. Like Montreal has some players they can move for some picks. That's what like I'm gonna stay on this for the whole first round. I'm interested what happens.
I changed my display name.
And Nick, we thought you were right, but that's okay. That's okay.
I'm finding it funny because all of the friends that I've been meeting up on Twitter today at McLean's all had "This is the right choice" T-shirts that they bought over the weekend, and here we are.
Well, if this kid becomes like Grant was saying, Brando, the next a mini Yager, like look out, man. Like
He has so much potential.
yeah.
And that's the thing. He can use his size. And the people are comparing him to KK. KK was like 6'2", 6'3", 170, 180 pounds. This kid's 6'4", 220.
He's already built.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen,
He's already built.
we're not, again, I'm going to repeat myself for the 50th time, but this is not the previous management. We have some player developments. We have people who have done their outright goddamn research for once. And if we learn from our mistakes, it's either going to go back to Europe or somewhere for the first year and then be brought up. There he is.
I wonder if he'll go to the A.
There he is.
Is that Slav?
Yeah.
There he
He's
is.
going for an interview on CBS Ball with Maxime Lapierre right now.
Yeah, he's going to be doing a lot of interviews right now.
I didn't know he had an accent on the last letter of his name. Why? He's got an accent on it.
Accent aigu.
Yeah, actually, I haven't seen it
Shane
anywhere.
looks.
But
They're showing Shane right now. He looks really disappointed. Really disappointed.
really?
Yeah, he looks real disappointed.
I
Like
mean,
New Jersey's talking right now. Yeah.
this kid was ready to be a Montreal Canadian.
Yeah, he was. I was certain of it. I am shocked still.
Oh.
But that's okay.
You know, again, Brando and I have been on this train, and we talked about this so much over the past couple months of how killer it's going to be to have a complete first line. This is not a jab against Anderson whatsoever, because we know he's a power horse. He's an absolute great asset to this team, but
Anderson's not a first line guy.
He's not consistent, and I'd rather have that line. Can you imagine? We finally have that first line that can compete. So it's just insane. Okay, so we got New Jersey stepping up on the stage right now. Jesus, they brought their whole goddamn table.
Mixed reactions everywhere. Some people like it, some people don't. That's for sure. It's going to take a while for this to sink in.
Montreal, here he is again.
Slavy. So New Jersey is at the stage, right?
He's signing autographs already, taking photos.
You got a good view of this, Annik.
I have killer seats right now, sitting with basically all the families. I got a prospect like right behind here. Like it's insane.
That's wild.
This is Nutcracker right now on stage.
I'm really curious. Do they go right? And then
Imagine if they go Cooley.
I wouldn't be surprised if they go D. They got their centers.
Yeah, they got
Who do you pick for Dito?
Nemec. Nemets.
Yeah,
If
I
we
don't know how to
pronounce
say it
any
either.
names wrong tonight, forgive us.
I don't know. They brought their
Marty Brodeur.
No, they brought their latest addition. I don't remember her name, but
Oh, the assistant GM.
Here we go. Oh my God!
Who was it?
Who?
Shane Wright. Simon.
Nemec. It's Nemec.
Told you,
It
they
was Nemec.
needed a D or a winger.
Wow.
2 for 2.
This draft just became bananas.
I told you,
is
like it's
no
such
other.
a toss-up. This is so fun.
Yeah, this draft is like no other.
Somebody we know well once said expect the unexpected, and he's in the building tonight. Well, damn, that's what we're freaking getting.
Holy smokes! Wow.
I knew because
I
New
think you were
Jersey
right.
wanted the winger.
So we have Cooley and Shane Wright available.
Marco in the group chat's like, what the fuck is going on?
If I'm Kent Hughes, I am dialing up the phone and trying to get one of those centers right now.
Can you imagine? He's dialing the phone and making a train for Shane Wright.
Exactly.
Damon was right.
Progress.
Damon said he was right. What did Damon say?
Okay, Damon, show up.
I said it right here before the pick too. I was like, they're going to take the Mets.
Damon Button, come on.
Oh, he was. Yeah, Damon Butt. That's exactly who he is.
So here's a live view right now of
And Shane Wright's just going to pack up, go home.
so
Like,
do
talk
we
about
project
kicking.
Cooley going third or Shane Wright going third? At this point, like, how much is this kid dropping?
Arizona's
boy.
going to take a center. They got 3 picks. You might as well take a center.
So
Who's
after all
next?
this,
Seattle?
Yeah,
No,
Seattle's
Arizo-
4th.
Seattle's
Arizona's
going to go
third.
Shane Wright.
Here's the board, guys. Let me get the board so we know who's picking next.
I have the board here. It's just they switched the screen, so I can't see.
Arizona, then Seattle.
Okay,
This is wild.
This is wild.
this is freaking insane.
And Nick, you picked a good draft to go to there, my friend.
You think?
My gosh. So is Nemec
Slovaks
gonna?
went 1-2 in the draft. I just realized that.
Oh,
Wow.
so is Nemec gonna be the next Cale Makar? Like, what's the deal with this kid?
I don't know enough about him to make a comment here.
Yeah, I don't either. Like, we were all just like zoned in on 3 players that,
So we've got, sorry to cut you off right here. So we got Slafkovsky right now that just came up to Nemec. They're shaking hands and hugging up.
This is wild. Wow.
Gary Buttman's talking.
was the Arizona Coyotes.
Arizona.
Okay,
Do you
so
think
we
we're gonna-
don't have a trade?
So we might trade up to get Slav or Wright. You think that's possible?
No, we
I mean,
already
not
have
Slav. Sorry. I mean, sorry. I mean,
Not
Cooley.
Slav.
Cooley. I know. Sorry. I'm still getting over
I would
it.
love it. I don't know if they have the pieces to do it, but if they can, do it.
I think I'd prefer having Cooley over Shane Wright, just because of all the research and the connections that he has to Montreal right now. I think it'd be worth it.
It is so. I have no idea what's gonna happen.
Hey, so while I'm on here, how many people do we have watching right now?
170.
Okay, well, to the 170 people, make sure you get your Habs-ativity shirt. We got to be Habs-ative about this. So
I like the plain-
HabsTonight.net. I've
plain
seen
tee.
a lot of people right now that are walking around the Bell Center with either a Habs Tonight cap, Habs Tonight shirt. We got a few people that came to say hi at McLean's. Truly appreciated. Shout out to McLean's Pub and Stuart that hosted us again tonight. Make sure you support local, you guys. While we were having supper, Shane Wright was actually on the patio having a drink, but we just missed him. He had his cap down so he couldn't get recognized, but it was pretty cool. So we got Slafkovsky right now that's at the table with Jeff Gorton saying, shaking hands. I don't know if you guys can see.
We will zoom
Shane,
in a
thank
little
you.
bit for you here. Yeah. Oh, I can see him. I see him. I see the jersey. Yep, I see it.
So he's actually walking
Yeah,
the
that-
shutdown that can be.
So,
just
yeah, go ahead.
Check. I'm just gonna mute Nick's mic quickly, just so we can get. So I took eyes on the prize draft rankings. They released them July 5th. They had Shane Wright at 1, Logan Cooley 2, Uri at 3, Nemetz at 5. And then Bobby Mack had Uri at 1 and Nemetz at 4. So that's what we're looking at right now. There's still, like we said, Logan Cooley, Shane Wright, Juracek's another stud D, Kemmel's up there.
So we have to mention that Bob McKenzie is still officially undefeated, picking the first overall selection in the draft. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
undefeated Bob McKenzie. Never doubt Bobby. I'll never doubt Bobby Mack ever again. And that's all I can say about that. I feel like we're not done. I just feel like the Habs are not done here. I don't know. Like,
I don't think so. Not with these names still available.
If the price is right, freaking do it.
like get me if they get Cooley or Wright, I'll lose my brain. But
Matthew
that's gonna be
Savoie
hard.
still there.
Savoie,
Obviously,
yep.
there's only two names taken, but
Gauthier.
there's still some C.
Thinking
Casper as a
Ottawa.
center.
I'm thinking Ottawa's going to go Gauthier.
So Cutter Gauthier is projected to go 5th. This is
Ottawa traded their pick.
Oh, that's true. Ottawa traded their pick.
Chicago.
You're right.
yeah, Chicago is going to be in 7th overall
The
now.
fun
Yep.
thing about this is that they traded their pick, they traded everything, and the Brinkat has 1 year left. So I'm hoping he pulls a Matt Duchene and he fucks right off there. And he gets screwed in the end.
Can
Okay,
you
so
imagine?
we've got Arizona hopping on the stage right now. So Arizona decided to color coordinate their suits. Everybody's wearing a blue suit, brown shoes, and a red tie. It's absolutely hilarious.
Is Shane Doan there?
I think that's him. I
You
think I
know
see him.
what? I can't see. Hold on.
I'm watching TV and I try to remember
Shane
what he
Doan's
looks
there.
like, and I'm like, I think that might be him.
I don't
Oh,
know if
man.
Donner's there.
So Cooley or Wright, who are they taking?
Whew, I'm thinking right.
They're taking Shane Wright.
Yeah.
Wow, New Jersey wasn't kidding. They said they weren't going to take a center,
They don't
and
need
they
one.
thought Montreal was bluffing, saying they're going to take Slav or hinting at it, because Montreal offered to trade the pick. New Jersey didn't want to do it.
Here we go.
It's getting quiet in there.
Here we go.
Entire Arizona Coyotes organization would like to thank the Montreal Canadiens and the great city of Montreal for your hospitality. We'd also like to congratulate the Colorado Avalanche.
So every single person you see on the stage right now for Arizona is about 25% of their fan base. That joke, sorry. There we go, folks.
Just say it out loud, Nick.
Okay, get on with it. Jesus. Yeah, thank you, university, because you don't have an arena. People are booing.
They can't even put their logo at center ice this year. That's wild.
The logo on the freaking page here is bigger than our center ice logo. Here we go. Oh my gosh, shut up and pick, man. So their GM's making the pick.
Cooley.
Cooley.
Shane Wright is just dropping.
So there is
If I'm
no
Montreal,
surprise.
I'm trying.
Cooley over there.
So there's no surprise to this pick. We all kind of thought Cooley was going to go to the Oats. So this one's not a surprise, but
I hate
what
saying
is
it.
a
Matthew
surprise?
Barnaby was right.
Like, of all people, Matt Barnaby. Matty Barnaby.
This is wild. So we got Cooley to Arizona.
Okay, hold on a second. Who's up next? Who's up next? I'm already looking at. Okay, so fourth overall,
Seattle's up.
Seattle.
That's
So
Seattle,
Shane
and
Wright-
Seattle's right here.
Shane Wright's about to become a Seattle Kraken. Okay.
Yeah. They could use a center.
And Nick, keep an eye on Montreal's table. See if they're on the phones.
Yeah, that's
They're
a
all
good
talking
idea.
right now.
So now's the time to offer what? Anderson, Dvorak? Like, what are you doing at this point if you want to get Shane Wright?
Right now, you've got Kent Hughes and Jeff Gorton that are just laid back looking at the stage. So
Do you chase and go after Pierre-Luc Dubois from Winnipeg?
no, that's another Jonathan Drouin situation waiting to happen. And it's no offense, it's nothing against bringing a Quebecer back, but it's the pressure that he won't be able to handle. And for me, it's the lack of respect that he has when he gives up on a team and just stops playing. I have no respect for that.
Fair
I think
point,
it
fair
was lack
point.
of respect for John Tortorella. I don't think it was for the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Yeah, but you don't give up on a team.
Yeah, true.
So,
I don't think
I
it was. I don't agree with what he did.
I'm getting bad vibes, and I just think it's a whole Jonathan Drouin situation of bringing him in thinking he's going to be our savior. Yeah, the kid's talented, but like, really?
I like this comment here. Can't pull it up. It's not that nobody wants him, but it does kind of reinforce Montreal making that selection that Wright didn't go immediately after. I don't want to read too much into it that nobody likes him. I know tone's hard to read in a comment, but
Yeah.
it's a good point. Arizona valued Cooley over Shane Wright.
Whew.
Crazy guys.
I do feel bad for Wright and his family. That's got to suck. sitting there.
I did not anticipate him not being in the top three. Like, if he wasn't going first, I was expecting at least second or third. Like,
Yeah.
fourth is just blowing my mind right now. I was not expecting this. And I think a lot of people are the same. There's, like, a woman behind me who's basically like the what lady, but like a Karen version. So, you know, she looks like she wants to speak to the manager right now.
So just an update for people. Bob McKenzie's number 1, 3, and 4 has gone. Obviously, Shane Wright at 2, not gone yet.
We have 2 trades.
Uh-oh.
2 trades? Are you kidding me? Let's go. Let's frickin' go. Here we go. Let's go. Come on.
We have a trade for the Habs.
The Habs made a trade. Habs made a trade. Here we go. Oh my god.
Romanov's traded?
Listen.
Montreal Canadiens trade Alexander Romanov
Oh
What?
no.
and in this year's draft to the New York Islanders in exchange for pick number 13 in this year's draft.
Oh,
We traded Romanov.
wow, that's a
No.
banger.
Every player jersey I gets traded.
Montreal trades picks number 13 and 66 in this year's draft to the Chicago Blackhawks in exchange for Kirby Dach.
Kirby
For
Doc.
who?
Kirby Doc. We got Kirby Doc. Is that right? Am I hearing this right? What is happening right now?
Kirby Doc.
Holy shit.
What just happened? I have no time.
No, I was such.
I can't believe this.
So we got 2 trades.
So there's their center.
Who did we trade Romanov
There's the
to?
center.
Romanov.
Romanov.
39.
Yeah, Romanov to the Islanders for the 13th.
Wow.
So Romanov in the 98th to the Islanders for pick 13 and 66. And Montreal trades 13 and 66 to Chicago for Doc.
Draft day avec Kevin Costner.
It's like he's dead, isn't he?
This is nuts.
La power
Wow.
Shane Wright, ils l'ont flushé. Toute l'autre équipe, ils l'ont pas pris parce qu'ils avaient peur. What did that team see in him?
Yeah.
Non, ils ont fallu.
Man.
Shane Wright, c'est
Like, where's your jersey, man? I feel so bad for Brandon.
Brando, I'm so sorry.
This is wild, you guys.
It's okay.
I can't believe this.
If anybody wants a KK jersey or a Romanov jersey, I have some for sale.
I have a Pacioretty, I have a KK, I have a Weber. I actually have 2 Webers. Oh wait, we got Slafkovsky here.
What the hell is going on?
So Kirby Doc
This is insane.
6'4". What's is he a winger? Kirby Doc?
No, he's a center.
Oh.
Who's the center?
I thought that was leading to like a top 10 pick. Jesus.
I thought we were getting the
It was
4th
the-
overall
It was
pick.
the 13th pick, and then we traded the 13th pick.
Yeah, Kirby Doc's a center. He shoots right. He's a big boy, though. Oh, 3rd overall. Okay, so do you guys want to talk about Kirby Doc for a second, or what?
Yeah, I'll pull up some. I'll pull up quick hockey DB numbers for some people. Obviously,
Yeah, so
people.
This
Sorry,
is
go ahead.
nuts. I was just gonna say,
People remember
Kirby
him
Doc,
breaking his wrist, World Juniors.
Yeah, so he was drafted by the Blackhawks 3rd overall,
overall.
in the 2019 draft, and he's wow. This is just the beginning. Exactly. I know. Kirby Doc is 6'4", around 200 pounds.
How old
He's a
is he?
center. He is 21. 21 years old.
23 points his first year.
He's a so basically we just got.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say basically we just got our Shane Wright because he's a right-handed center, 6'4", 200 pounds, bigger than Shane,
NHL ready.
NHL ready, and yeah,
So I remember reading earlier this week when they were talking about Kirby Doc how they were looking for at least 1 first-round pick for him. So I guess the offer was way too steep, and they decided to change that up a little. But
I can't believe they traded Romy. Like, that's wild.
I am so disappointed because, yeah,
You know what though? At the same time, I'm not, because I feel like Arbor Jack guy is going to be Romy on steroids.
yes.
So that's the only justifiable thing I can see for that.
I thought he was playing good at the end too.
Yeah, I feel for you, Brando. You got the jersey. Like, oh my god,
I love. Like, I
My heart
watched
broke for
Romy
you.
in CSKA for like 2 years.
You want to know the worst part is that I was in cut-off spot earlier, and I'm like, oh,
Mike
Shane Wright, there you go.
to the Kraken. Shane
There
Wright.
you go.
Shane Wright to the Kraken. Shane Wright is a Seattle Kraken. You know what? That's going to be a good market. You know what? He dodged the Yotes. So
So I was in
Romy-
cut-off
Romy
spot
loved
about an
Montreal,
hour ago, and then I was wondering, like, oh, I should get myself another jersey. And my dad's like, yeah, just get Romy. I'm like, oh, I'll think about it.
yeah, oh
call.
my, yeah, good
I'm
call.
just gonna get a Suzuki one.
Shane Wright goes 4th overall, as expected. As expected, Shane Wright goes 4th to the
This
Seattle
is
Kraken.
Absolutely fucking insane. Pardon my language.
Pardon your French.
Pardon my French, but this is insane in the membrane, you know?
Oh my goodness, I cannot understand the thinking of your.
You got to talk from the art.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna mute my mic. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay, Brandon's on dad duty. We'll just remove him for temporarily. Yeah, there you go.
Let's
Holy
check what
smokes.
Houston thinks about this.
I'm so like my head spinning. Is your head spinning?
Yeah. My
Like
head
your
is doing somersaults.
Like, you know what? I don't know. I feel for Shane Wright really, really bad, but at the same time, those jerseys are sick. By the way, the Seattle Kraken.
I'm really happy that he's actually going to Seattle. Seattle's going to be a great up and coming team in the next few years, and it's going to be a perfect place, a perfect place for him to build that city up and build that team up. So it's nice for them to get.
Yeah.
Well, he's smiling, so.
Yeah, he's relieved now that it's over, I'm sure.
I would not have bet that Shane Wright was going to be a Seattle Kraken by the end of the night.
Nobody did.
Neither would Romanoff be traded. This is absolutely insane.
This draft is not for the faint of heart, folks. We got Cooley. Don't forget we have Cooley too. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm assuming.
So we have 13th overall. Or no, we traded it.
No, we traded it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Flyers are up on deck.
Welcome back, Brendo.
I have something.
You got a beer?
You brought Easton?
Oh, you got a baby. What
does he think about it? Oh,
R.I.P. R.I.P.
We need to insert "Hello Darkness, my old friend."
Do I just put a Kovalev name bar on it now? Or
I see Kobe jerseys still. I love Kobe.
I say you go Galchenyuk. Fuck it, buddy. Go for it.
Galchenyuk.
You guys listen, I have about like 20% left on my phone for the whole night. So
all right. Thank you.
I'm going to log off here. Thank you for having me. Great to have you guys back on the show. Great to be back. To all the fans, we're going to be a lot more active this summer. We got some interviews coming for you guys, and can't wait to be back on the show with you guys soon.
Have a great time. Enjoy the rest of your night. Say hi to Habs fan Dan and your uncle there.
Yeah, we got the fan jam here. So
yeah, you guys are. I really hope you're enjoying this. You guys are having a great show there.
It's going to be a great rest of the night. So take care of you guys. Thank you so much for having me again, and we'll see you guys soon.
Thanks so much, Annik, for bringing us live coverage from the draft from the Bell Center in Montreal. Come on. My gosh, the world is spinning in a different direction than we thought it would, my friend.
So,
to say the least.
I'm never buying a Montreal jersey again. Ever. I got Whis. He gets traded.
Wieser's a legend, so they don't have to worry about that.
He gets traded, and then we become friends with him, so that's cool. So I'm going to keep the Whis one.
Exactly, like we're good. Like
I got a Carey Price jersey. That was, that one's fine. But
that one's
my
fine.
KK and Romanov picks the last couple of years.
Yeah, I'm careful with mine, man. Like I picked Zooks, and like that was a rare, like, I got Markov, Zooks, Webbs. Webbs is never going to play again. But what a doozy is right. This is a good comment. Woo, what a doozy. My cousin texted me. He's in Montreal right now. He's calling it Sergachev 2.0. I'm like, oh no. Oh boy. He thinks they're going to trade Anderson to Ottawa.
I loved Romanov's deal.
Yeah.
I just liked how he played.
Shocked,
I thought he was progressing well.
Expect the unexpected was the mantra, and my gosh, was that ever true?
Yeah, it's like Big Brother over here, for Christ's sake. Oh,
this is reality TV.
What's Bobby Mack saying?
This is wild, eh? What a draft. What a draft so far. What a show.
Bob McKenzie saying Cutter Gauthier.
To the Flyers, do you think? Yeah, Philly's next. We've only gone through 4 teams.
I thought the Flyers might go with the D. I thought they might take Juraj.
Okay. Well, once again, so Philly's next, and then Columbus, Ottawa. I'm not going to be surprised if we make another trade. I really won't. But let's see. We're still in the top 5 here. So Cutter Gauthier likely next. Juracek, like you said. Kemmel. I think the Habs would love to go. Not Ottawa. Chicago's got that pick right now. So, what names do you see? Do you see a name here in the first? Like, is there someone you really want to go after still?
If I'm the Philly Flyers,
if you're the Habs, like I know we'll keep it Habs related.
Oh,
just
the
in terms
Habs,
of,
yeah.
I don't think they're done. If they had the balls to trade Romy like that, you don't think they're going to trade Anderson or Devo? I think they probably will if they really get a good offer.
Savoie's still there, but they traded that 13th. I think they want to get down to the mid. I said it before it started. They want to get the 12 to 18. They did, but it was to get
Kirby Dach.
I'm not hating on Kirby Dach. It just caught me way off guard. But
that was by far the biggest shock. It's crazy.
Well, technically, they did move down to get a center. It's just an established center. Oh, I can't say established. The kid's 21, but it's not a drafting a
He's more
center.
ready.
This is wild. Here goes Philly's pick here.
Gauthier. Or did I say it right? I said it wrong.
No, Gauthier.
Did I say it right? Okay.
We're probably behind some people's feeds.
Yeah, I'm trying to take Damon's comment down. Damon, get your comment off here. I'm just kidding. Cutter Gauthier. Who's also
Gauthier
played
went.
Yeah, so he is teammates with Logan Cooley. As some of you may or may not know, Cutter Gauthier and Cooley have some ties together.
Gauthier's a big boy too, 6'3", 195.
He's big. Yeah, Gautier's a big boy. I'm happy for
Bobby Mack had him on 5th, and he went 5th.
Yep, let's bring this up again. This is Bobby Mack's ranking. He is killing it right now.
So yeah, his top 5 is gone. Top 5.
Yep.
That means Columbus. They're going to take Juracek. They got rid of Jones. Who do they have? They got Werenski back there. Just signed Boquist.
Yeah, I think they're taking Juracek.
They just signed Boquist too. Kemmel's still there. I mean, this is interesting.
Like when Annik got brought in, the drama just started. Like, we took Slav. I'm still trying to. So, like, you know what? I hope he's just unbelievable. I really do. I really
definitely.
do.
Oh, I hope they take time. They're patient.
So looking at it right now, if you knew we were going to lose Romy but get Slav, would you have done it if you knew it ahead of time?
I don't know. I really liked Romy's game.
we have like 3 Romys though. We got Cooley. We got Jack-Eye. We got Mayu on the right. If they hang on to him, he's another big boy. We still got Edmondson. Like those guys can all smash bodies.
Yeah.
So you can only have so much of one thing, no?
And somebody had a good point too. Like Romy was RFA, gonna need a deal.
Yeah,
what's he gonna be?
Yeah, Randy said it was a cap saving move potentially. Still shocking though.
Juraj Slafkovsky had a great quote for some people that didn't hear it. Speaking about some of the boos he received before the draft, Slafkovsky said, maybe some of them didn't like me, but I will do anything to make sure that they like me someday. Speaking of the Habs fans.
That's a good
I
quote.
like that mentality.
That's a great quote, Brando. Great quote. Don't forget Justin Barron. Yeah, we got Justin Barron. Good point.
Oh, yeah.
Struble is a physical guy we haven't seen.
There.
Yeah,
he's had a couple injuries back in Northeastern, so. Northeastern? Am I right? Huskies. That's Northeastern, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, please tell me. Please tell me. I don't want to look like an idiot. But no, he's had a couple injuries, and I think like their groins and stuff. So and Schoeneman's there too. Yeah, good. It's good. Yeah, exactly. It's a couple more years. Like I said, the window of competing consistently in playoffs is 4 to 6 years away. 3 to 5 if you want to be optimistic.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Yeah, we have Schoeneman too, who's more of an offensive player.
I liked his game last year too.
Yeah, he was fun to watch. And Damon did say you are correct, Brando. He's at Northeastern, so. And someone is not happy with Kent Hughes. We'll put
Hughes is
oh boy.
See, I don't understand. Like, you have every right for your opinion. I'm not docking that. It's just like I don't know why people get so upset about it. It's just
this has been
like they have way more data and people looking than we ever could imagine. So it's like, well, you know what? Trust them. It's not the Bergevin era. Whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Can't control it. Don't worry about it.
And if you guys haven't already, by the way, do hit the like button. Give us that thumbs up if you're enjoying the show. That'll help it spread to more Habs fans and hockey fans. And hit subscribe if you haven't subscribed as well, please. We appreciate the support. It's been a long time since we've been on a live stream, and my gosh, did it not disappoint so far, Brando. This is just bananas.
And we have Columbus picking next with some notably good players left. You got Juraj, Kemmel, Savoie, Lemire. Sorry, I butchered that one. I guess he's supposed to be a goal scorer. He's supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, this is
a lot of people were high on Frank Nazar too.
Yeah, and also I probably not going to happen at this point. Some people were really high, some on Connor Geeky, which he's going to go a little later, I think. But
yeah, he'll go in the mid-teens probably.
Yeah, I think the Habs have to stay in. Like, as funny as it sounds, like they have to stay in the mix for getting a top 5 pick next year at least, because I feel like they have to do that maybe. But that's where I'm at, so I'm kind of open to whatever at this point.
My next hope with 26 is I want Hudson. Take the gamble. You got the big.
Tell us more
like
about him for those that don't know.
5'8", 5'9", talented D-man that play the U.S. national development team. He's only 5. He's like I can't even say Quinn Hughes, but similar style. Very small, not heavy, but very offensive, very talented. And it's one of those ones where all of the analytics and scouts are saying it's a gamble, but it could be a well-paying gamble if they get Lane Hudson.
Lane Hudson. Okay, we'll have to keep an eye out for that name. So Columbus is stepping up to the stage now to make their pick. And Bobby Mack, let's see if he stays in the zone over here. Let me get this comment down just so we can actually read these names. But Juraj, you think Juracek's the guy or what?
The Columbus on the back end, they got Werenski and they got Boquist. So wouldn't surprise me if they go Juraj, Kemmel. And I know some people shit on him, but Grant McKegg had this Noah Ostlund as another guy that's could be high risk, high reward pick in the late first round. So I love what everybody's trying to speak French too. All the GMs.
I know. Yeah. Out of respect for the, when in Rome. Right. But you know what? And I talked to Grant. I worked with Grant before Habs Tonight. I almost missed out on the Habs Tonight show because I was working on a show with Grant. So you know what? He's smiling from ear to ear and he took a lot.
He did. Unfortunately, it should never come down to that. If somebody has a different opinion, so be it. I know some people didn't like his approach. That's fine.
Yeah. And Juracek has been selected by the Columbus Blue Jackets. So defenseman.
Figured as much. Yeah.
Defenseman David Juracek from Czechia, or Czechoslovakia, I guess, if as they're formerly known.
Czechia.
But it's Czechia. So yes, that's Bob McKenzie just still nailing it right now. But
so Chicago, I think Chicago might surprise. I think they're going to take that Lemire, or I don't know how we pronounce it. I'm sorry.
He's going to be Kemmel is projected to go 7th, which would be next. But here it is, Kevin Korchinski from the WHL. Oh no, sorry, Matthew Savoie is still in there. Yeah, Matthew Savoie. Casper.
See, McKenzie has Lemire 8th, and I guess Lemire is almost like a replacement for DeBrincat, possibly. There's rumors about this earlier on in the day before it even right after that trade went down.
Okay. Man, like my head's still spinning at what's happened tonight. So first of all, we want to thank everybody for watching because my gosh, like we've had consistent viewership since the start of the show. So thank you guys for all the comments. The Habs are not the same Habs as we knew in the past. This is a team that is this front office is thinking absolutely outside the box. And this is the first real taste of it to me, not just bringing in Marty St. Louis thinking outside the box in terms of players and how you're building a team. This is outside the box thinking. And I kind of love that the Habs had some cojones to do some big moves already tonight.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And shock the world a little bit.
And I'm curious for some of these teams that are in the mid first round, like our team's going to trade up, trade down. I think there's going to be some more trades happening tonight. Like Chicago's
Yeah.
obviously going to take a pick. They're rebuilding. Detroit is on the border where Stevie Y's kind of hinted they're ready to start turning the corner and start winning games and not be bottom 5. I mean, Jack Campbell's linked to Detroit. You have the young kids, Raymond, Sider, Bertuzzi, Larkin. I know they're not young, but I mean, like that's an up and coming team. The bottom feeding for a few years. Stevie Y is going to build like a mini Tampa, it seems.
Yeah, you can't think that Stevie Y is going to fail in Detroit. Like, I'm with you on that. Detroit's going to have and good for them, but they won for so long. I'm like, okay, great. Well, I can't wait for Detroit to be good again. It's like, well, they were good for so long.
And like the rumor today, Buffalo was going to try to get Matt Murray and trade their 9th overall pick. So does Buffalo make a move here in the next couple picks?
Yeah, I was just thinking about them. So
it's interesting. You'll see what Buffalo's thinking when they make their pick or trade their pick as well, where they think they sit.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I like where they're at in their process too, to be honest with you. Kirby versus Wright. I like Wright more. I think Happy Doc is still at the age of 21. I
don't even know if it's comparable. It's just I think Hughes and Gorton know they had to come out of this with a center of some sort.
Yeah, and that's why I think that's a ballsy move. And if Slav is the best player in this draft, then they're not going to get it wrong. So I wanted Shane Wright. You guys know, like a bad habit. I mean, I went and watched the guy play, did all the coverage. I debated about it. I stated my case, and a lot of people agree with me. There was some that didn't, but it's fun to be wrong. I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm here for whatever, man. Like at first I was in shock. Absolutely. But I think very little people expected, the Canadiens to actually pull the trigger and really go for Slav. I think it was just a consensus that Shane Wright was going to be the guy, but I'm excited that we got Kirby Doc in his place. I mean, like, and Slav, like, you know, so
now you're looking at Suzuki, Dvorak, Kirby Doc, Paling, Jake Evans as your center. I know Paling's most likely probably going to move to the wing. Maybe Kirby Doc's your 3C, Jake Evans is your 4C, or vice versa. I don't know.
Like
it's curious if the roster stays.
Like, there's no way they're keeping Paling, Dvorak. I mean, Jake Evans is a pretty steady presence on the center line.
Yeah.
Does he need a new deal? I can't remember where his contract is at. So,
no, it's a couple million.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's such a, I don't think they can get rid of Jake yet, but I just don't think the Habs are done tonight. I feel like they're going to cool off here and let these other teams have their moment, but I don't know. I don't know that they're just going to stay with 26, but who knows? I mean,
they could package 26 and a player move down, or
maybe
that Lane Hudson kid that I like on D, because I still think Montreal needs that game-breaking D. We see that obviously. It's like there's no Cale Makars out there. I'm not being dumb. You need that game breaker defenseman on the back end.
Well, that's what I'm wondering about Nemec.
Power play, run that offense.
Like for Jersey to go and take Nemec, like you got to think this kid's got serious upside. So
and Nemec, he looked good too, but he got hurt at the World Juniors. He blew his knee out, right? Like the first or second game at World Juniors and missed half the year. There are some saying that if he played the full year, he could have been rightfully so in the top 2, regardless if he played the whole year.
Right.
So, and that's why I wasn't surprised. I said Jersey might go with the defenseman because they need one. There's that or a winger is what they wanted.
If you guys want to start supporting the show again, by the way, you can get merch like Brandon has on his shirt right now at habstonight.net. We still got those shirts. They're really sharp, and we were really proud to create that logo with Dale Weiss, as you guys know. So if you want to support us, do that. Chicago Blackhawks are taking the stage as we speak, and let's see what they do.
Is it the Lecker-Mackey or is it Kemmel?
I think they're going offense after losing to Brinket. They're probably taking Kemmel, in my opinion. Shouting at the Highland Park
introduction.
Yeah. Shouting at the tragedy in Highland Park, which is very classy, obviously happening in Illinois the other day. So interesting comment from Freestyle. Oh, Korchinski. So the Chicago takes Korchinski at 7th. Defenseman Korchinski.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't think that was going to happen. Okay.
And they just got Jones too last year. Remember that? Like it's
Korchinski was projected to go 11th, and he just went, what, 9th? I'm trying to think of what
went
slot.
7th.
Oh, 7th. Jeez. Oh, my gosh. So Matthew Savoy is still there. Marco Casper. Kemmel. Still got Kemmel. So Ottawa is next, right? Or no?
Bob McKenzie had
No,
Korchinski at
not Ottawa.
11th.
I'm all over the place because, okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, so sorry. Detroit is next.
Yeah.
Detroit is next. And you got to think that I feel like a defense. Well, I think they would have taken this fella here, but they might just take another forward here. So I'm probably going to have to jump off shortly. I'm trying to think of what the last pick is. I'll be able to watch it because, my gosh, it is taking a while, and deservedly so.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to hang out for a bit on the stream, you're obviously welcome to.
Yeah, I'll probably hang out on the stream for a bit, hang out with some people, go over some picks. I'm curious what Detroit does here. Do they want to forward? I mean, like I said, you got Bertuzzi, you got Raymond, you have Zadina, you have the pieces there. So I wonder if they're going to add to help out Sider on the back end. I mean,
yeah, there's so many options, man. Like that's the thing about this draft is so diverse and like, I don't know. I think everyone's just getting the player they need. It just seems that way.
Yeah.
I don't know. Montreal's never really had a power. Yeah, having a power.
There's no best player available. That's why I said it's going to be interesting to see what teams strategize for what they think they need.
Yeah, and that's kind of what's happening. So Detroit is on the clock. 3 minutes for them. I do want to see who the Sabres pick. So I think I'll probably sign off after the Sabres make their selection.
Okay.
So that means we have 2 more with the 2 of us here. But Brandon is going to stay on with you guys here if you want to keep hanging out on the Habs Tonight show, sure. Which, again, our first time, my gosh, in, oh boy, since the Dan Robertson interview for you and me.
Yeah.
Which was a great interview. And just to remind you guys, we are going to be kicking up interviews with Dale Whis back on the show this summer. We have a dream guest list that I've submitted to Nick. I'm not going to announce it right now just because last year we had confirmed interest from Lehkonen and Caulfield to come on our show, but training camp hit and then they just vanished because it was training camp. So we don't want to make any promises, but we're going to try to get some players. And I think Nick Suzuki there's a very good chance he'll come back on the show. I'm sure Paling would come back on, and we're going to try to get Caulfield. We're going to try to get Cole. Maybe we can get Slav. I don't know. We'll have to reach out to his sources, but we're going to keep options open to try to keep some entertaining shows coming for you guys this summer. So just stay tuned. And this is really when Habs Tonight shines. I think the most, Brando, is when you and Dale would do your interviews with these players because they were the best viewed shows by far on Habs Tonight.
Yeah, and they're so much fun too, especially getting them kind of in a relaxed state with Dale where they kind of open up and you don't get the cliche responses where you just kind of ask them normal questions, see how it's going, and you're not looking for sound bites, you're not looking for gotcha moments. It's fun seeing the person side of things, and it's definitely changed how I've been as a fan last couple of years now. It's like I enjoy the team, but it's like I'm not going to get worked up and start lipping because like these guys are outside of the hockey rink. They're just like everybody else that's in the chat on the stream. It's just fun and talking to them. It's really cool. I mean, grew up, obviously we're all Montreal fans, or most of them in here Montreal fans, and you get to talk to them, see what they think, see how they feel. It's really fun. And hopefully, like you said, we get some interviews nailed down again this summer. Yeah, that's the plan. Like the plan right now is to get more interviews locked in, and we want to get Lecky on after we're lifting that Stanley Cup. I can tell you right now that pretty cool. Yeah, that's going to be really cool if we can bring him on. Yeah, I mean, like for those that are freaking out about the Romy trade, like I don't know if you guys have looked into Arbor Jackeye, who just went to the Memorial Cup. Montreal signed him undrafted, and that kid had eyeballs on him from all over the hockey world. 6'4", 200 and some odd pounds. I can't think. I think he's listed at 220, 225. Arbor Jackeye. He's a battering ram. He's an absolute beast. Big boy.
He's a big boy. So to be honest, if he becomes who they think he will, it'll be like an upgrade on Romanov, believe it or not. So have faith, guys. I know it's tough right now, but they know what they're doing. I have to trust the Habs, even though I'm still shocked about Slav. At the same time, it's like we got him, and it's like, okay, now he's ours. So we have to think about what kind of player he's going to be. And
my question is, did they get rid of Romy knowing Gooley's coming in, Jordan Harris,
Harris,
Jack-Eye? I think Jack-Eye's gonna have some time.
Yep.
Justin Barron's a righty though. Like they know like there's some prospects coming. I know they're not proven like Romy is, but like we said, this is another thing that's 3 to 5, 4 to 6 years away, where it's like, okay, Romy, you're good, yes, but hey, this helps us in a different angle because we have some D coming.
I think so. I think it made sense. I think the deal makes sense. So we have Casper.
Casper.
Detroit has gone with Marco Casper, centerman.
6'1", 183 pounds in the Swedish Elite League.
That's correct. I think the Buffalo Sabres are going to get themselves a good player here too. Because I'm kind of a closet Sabres fan a little bit, just because I live 20 minutes from Buffalo, or 25, 30 minutes, whatever. I'm supporting kind of local in a way, but good for Detroit though, getting a centerman. They could use one. They can use one. That's for sure. But
I've learned not to doubt Stevie Y's drafting.
Yeah, apparently, right? Okay, so
Lucas
you still
Raymond,
have Kemmel.
Ryder.
Yeah, you still have Kemmel on the board because Buffalo's going
to.
Like, you've got some picks, Buffalo. You're coming up next, and I don't think you're going to miss on this next one. I think you're still going to get a good player. So good for the Sabres for that in that regard. But I'm trying to understand this question. Like, what do we get in a player who can't score goals? I don't understand the question.
Gabe's got to chill out. Like, you're losing your mind, dude.
Yeah. Be optimistic.
Like, just reading Hockey DB stats is not the end all be all.
That is how true is that, right? So that is true. Yeah. Well, Gabe, you're hired officially.
Exactly.
Guys, we can have an open discussion, debate. You don't have to make it toxic. So, and we're not, but like, we can agree to disagree. Like, my gosh, I'm gonna send Grant. I don't know how many congratulation texts Grant McCagg is getting, but my gosh, he's probably getting a ton.
He probably feels a little bit relieved.
Yeah. No, Grant's
put
got
himself
a good
out there early.
He did. You know what? Early, very early.
Yeah.
So, say what you want about the guy. I mean, I know he goes back and forth with a lot of Habs fans, but this is hopefully redemption for his Kotkaniemi pick.
And I know a lot of people weren't upset that he was saying Slav. It was his process and constant shitting on Wright that a lot of people didn't like. And then they have a fair point in that too. But I mean, he got attacked every day, all day, made fun of, chirped. Like, I don't understand why people feel the need to do it, but
it's because it's easy. Yeah. It's behind a keyboard. It's the internet. That's why it's easy.
That's true.
It takes no courage. So that's part of it, and that's what makes it sad when it comes to that.
Because where's everybody reading this Galley stuff? Yeah, I haven't been on my social medias.
Yeah, people think Gallagher's getting traded, and no legitimacy to that. I've heard.
Is this legit, or like I haven't gone on any of the?
I have not gone on Twitter either, so I am not sure, because I haven't even opened Twitter since this stream started, because I'm like, I've just been so focused on the show. I'm getting a message from my buddy who says that this is in regards to Kirby Dach. Montreal got insanely better with Dach. That was a trade that the old GM, aka Bergevin, wouldn't have made. So I think,
like, I'm torn. Like, I feel like Dvorak, if that's how the roster is compiled, I feel like Dvorak's gonna be ahead of him. Maybe let Dach develop as the 3C to be the future 2C. Maybe that's the goal in mind, because Devo's got 2-3 years left on his deal.
Devo's got at least 2 or 3 years left. Yes. So
4 per.
As far as I know, it's 3. I think it's 3. So you don't let Devo go unless you're getting an asset, and same with Josh Anderson. So, like, you're not trading these guys unless you're getting something substantial. So, what a chess match trying to get Kirby Dach though, after that, acquiring the 13th overall pick and then trading it. Like, thinking outside the box, the Habs are.
I thought they were packaging 13, 26 and a player to move up and grab either Wright or Savoie.
I thought they were still trying to grab Shane Wright. I was excited. I was like, I was watching a Nick's reaction and I was like, I think they're still going to try to get Shane Wright here. And then
I know,
but they got Kirby Dach instead, and we'll see how that works out, guys. You know, he's a bigger body.
Weekend's not over.
Yeah, it's young, man. It is young.
You got free agency next week.
Free agency next week. Yeah, geez, we're going to be covering that too. So stay tuned to that, guys, by the way. But this draft has not been slack on the drama. So This is a picture from yesterday, by the way. Slafkovsky right in the center. No pun intended, right in center. We're not going to have to worry about that as much anymore, guys. But you know what? I'm starting to, like, now that it's sinking in, like, I'm really like we have Slav now. Like, he's our guy. Like, it's crazy. I'm really excited that I'm really hoping he's going to just become the best player in this draft. Like, we really need him to become the best player in this draft, right?
And like they all have their quotes and sound bites or whatever, but he did say yesterday or the day before media availability, Slafkovsky came out and said, he's like, I want to retire as the best player of this draft. So of this draft year. So who knows?
Yeah. Jonathan Drouin's in that. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Jonathan Drouin. Like, anyways,
and the Sabres take Matthew Savoie. That's a good pick. I was thinking Savoie. For the Sabres. That's a good pick, guys. That is a good pick right there.
It's a good center for them.
That's another centerman. So they got Quinn. Is Quinn Hughes a centerman? I'm trying to think. No, he's a winger.
Buffalo?
Right? Yeah.
You have
or not Quinn Hughes.
You have Cousins. Are you talking about?
I'm thinking of Buffalo's draft pick from 2 years ago, I think. Jack Quinn. I'm thinking of Jack Quinn. Sorry.
Oh,
that's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
But Matthew Savoie. That's a pretty solid pick for the Sabres. I'm pretty happy for them. I'm not going to lie. I'm thinking of Melody Martin, another hockey YouTuber right now. She's, if I'm her, I'm happy with that pick. I just want to say that. And if I'm a Sabres fan, I'm happy with that pick. Matthew Savoie was projected to go 9th. So Bobby Mack did get this one right. The Sabres do take Matthew Savoie at number 9.
7 and 8 are still on the board.
7 and 8 still on the board. So they must really like Matthew Savoie. So Matt Savoie. Go ahead, Bruno.
No, I was just thinking, like, if people are still interested, like, I will carry on through at least some of the, like, I want to get to the next Habs pick if they do get one. But if people want to chill, I don't think we have any other guests, just myself. But I'll roll solo and have some fun with it anyways if people want to be in on it.
Well, I'm going to have to do my shocked face reaction on my channel to this Slafkovsky first overall pick. But you know what? Like, good for you guys. You and Annik were on this Slav train for a while. Not just Mr. Grant McKegg. There was a bunch of you guys that had the belief, and the Canadiens have it too. So it's real now. It's real. So I'll be doing that next. Is my reaction on my channel shortly. But this has been fun, man. I got to say, like, as like all the emotions that go along with it, and just like not knowing what to expect. Kirby Dach was on the World Junior team, wasn't he, with Team Canada?
He broke. He's the one that he asked Chicago for permission to go. They gave it to him, and then he broke his wrist.
That's what it was.
Missed most of the season.
Yeah, he's 6'4". Guys, don't forget, this kid is 6'4", over 200 pounds. Fort Saskatchewan, Alberta, 21 years old. I mean, I'm trying to think of, I mean, I have his numbers pulled up here. I mean, with the Blackhawks last year, 21 or 26 points in 70 games. He only played 70 games. But under the Marty St. Louis system, he could thrive. So,
and that's true. Right? It all depends where you slotted in with Chicago too, because we know they weren't the best. I mean, they had a top 7. Well, they ended up getting a top 7 pick, but I mean, we all know Chicago struggled this year. I mean, Marc-Andre Fleury got dealt. Taves and Kane are iffy. DeBrincat's gone. They're rebuilding. So it all depends who Doc was there with. And I hate just assuming somebody's bad just because of last year's numbers or X, Y, Z. Give him a chance. Like Montreal's not winning the next 3 to 5 years right now, so it's not worth getting worked up over. It's, hey, we got a new player. He might thrive here. If he doesn't, they gave up a potential NHL player and a draft pick.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like to give up Romy and have like 2 other Romies in the waiting in the wings with Cooley and Jack Eye, and we still got, like I said, we still have Joel Edmondson. You know, it's like there's just Jordan Harris on the left. You know, possibly Logan Mailloux, Struble, like all the players that we mentioned. So like, I don't think it was like I don't see the risk in trading Romy for Doc at all. I don't see any risk to that trade.
Well, Romy went to the Islanders. Islanders gave up 13th. 13th went to Chicago.
Sorry, so Romy's an Islander.
Exactly.
See, that's news to me. I'm an idiot. I didn't.
That's so much happened all at once. But yeah, Romy's in the Island for the 13th. I honestly thought they were going to package 13, 26 and a player and try to go up higher, get a center. But
this is the comment of the night, probably.
Exactly.
This is a great comment from Dave.
It's fun to get excited, and I understand people, rightfully so, angry or happy. But it's like also let's just relax here because there's 3 to 5 years of finishing sub 20. You're going to be picking top 10, top 15 the next 2 to 3 years for sure, I think.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if they think the Habs have any chance to go after Connor Bedard, we have 2. Don't forget, we have 2 first-round picks next year.
One's unprotected.
One's unprotected, yes. But if we get in the top 3 again, we ain't missing. Like, we are not missing. Okay. So I think it maybe was a more responsible choice to take Slav because we could get another center next year. I'm trying to think of Adam Fantilli. I'm so bad at Fantilli. I'm trying to spell his name. I can't even remember if he's a center or not.
Bedard, Fantilli, Mishkov. Like, there's some great players next year as well. A lot better than this year's crop. Yeah,
Fantilli's a left winger, 6'2", 190. And then of course Connor Bedard we know as a center. But then was it named? What's the name of the Russian kid that
Mishkov?
How do you spell that?
Michkov. He is gross.
Yeah, like so you're look at this. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Wait, Matvey Mishkov?
Yeah.
He's tiny though. He's 5'8". He's just over an inch taller than Cole Caulfield.
Eminem.
But Eminem. That is Eminem, yes. But again, you got freaking Slav. You got Josh Anderson as power forwards. We got two power forwards right now. So that's a good positive outlook on that.
Yeah, if there's rumors are swirling. All right, so who's Anaheim taking here? The 10th pick. They've got some great prospects in their pool too. Zegras, McTavish, Drysdale. Like, they're a young team coming. I wonder what Gibson's going to get them if they do trade Gibson.
They're playing 50 Cent. Who did they just pick? I just missed it. I'm an idiot.
I'm hearing it now.
They just took Mintyukov.
Oh, Pavel Mintyukov?
Mintyukov, yep.
Defenseman. So
he's the defenseman from the OHL from the Saginaw Spirit. Pavel Mintyukov, highest ranked North American defenseman by a lot of NHL scouts.
Another defenseman gone.
He's a hockey junkie, they're saying. Won the gold medal with Russia at the 2019 World Under-17 Hockey Challenge. Man, this has been a good draft.
It's wild because, like I said, a lot of teams are going after what they need rather than consensus draft orders.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm with Elliot on this, and this is a good thing, I think, because to get like crazy excited from this draft alone would mean that we're probably trying too hard. Like in the sense of like this is going to be a slow, properly done rebuild or retool, restructure, whatever. So I don't know how I'm feeling either. Like I genuinely still feel some of this disappointment. Yet I'm like, okay, we did take the Slav kid, and now I can't wait to see what he's going to do.
There's something they see in him. And I mean, Jeff Gorton's got a great track record with what he did in Boston. He built that team that's contended for the last 10 years. Look what I know the Rangers hinged a lot of their stuff on Shesterkin this year, but Gorton basically built the Rangers. Drury made a couple moves there the last couple of years, but it's a new management system. And if what they say is true, you got to take it as face value for now that they're going to develop players and how they see fit. You got to trust the process. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Just support the team.
Yeah, we will. I think we'll get over it in time. He would have been alive for, I think Slav will be gone in 5 to 6 years for an unproven centerman. So they need centerman first and winger second. Well, they've never had a power forward ever, like we're about to have in Juraj Slafkovsky. So I know that center was where we really focused in on. I know I was zeroing in on the center position,
but then are you drafting by position or are you drafting best player? Obviously, Montreal thought that Slafkovsky was best player. They weren't going position.
Right.
Because if they were going position, they would have took right. So like
That's
some people hate they took Kotkaniemi because they're going for position, but then they do Slafkovsky this year and they're like, oh, you need a center. So it's like you can't have it both ways. It's just
that's right. That's right. And this, I think we can answer this question.
Did make a splash.
They definitely made a splash. The Habs did not disappoint in shocking and making a splash heard around the hockey world tonight. So that's how I'm going to take that for sure. So Gary Bettman's back at the podium, probably getting booed again.
Trade?
Oh, is that what that usually means?
Maybe. Yeah, trade announcement.
All right, here we go.
You're ahead of me.
Okay. They cheered for him. He's like, that's better. Coyotes trade pick number 11 to San Jose for picks 27 and 34 and 45 in this draft. So San Jose has the next pick now.
They're scheduled to pick anyways. Weren't they?
I think it was Arizona he was saying. So San Jose. Oh, no, you're right. San Jose was scheduled at 11. So, okay. Buffalo's got another pick at 16 too. Good for them. Columbus has another one. Anyway, so much happening right now. It's hard to keep track of it all.
Yeah, San Jose's definitely or that or Kemmel.
Yeah, Kemmel's still
San Jose. Right? San Jose traded because San Jose had 11th pick. Arizona's going to pick 11.
Is that what they said? Okay, I heard that wrong. I'm sorry.
Arizona moved their picks to get.
Okay, so Arizona's picking next then. Is that that's what you're saying?
I think so.
Okay. Well, on that high note, I'm gonna have to jump off here, but man, what a night so far. Like this has just been bonkers. So again, to you guys, we'll put this up here just for the Dale Weiss report again, just to remind you guys, Dale will be back doing shows with us this summer. They're the best shows that we do. I think, Brando and Nick and I are probably going to jump in on some interviews with Dale, and those are going to be really good. So be sure to hit the like button if you haven't. Give us that thumbs up, you guys, if you're enjoying the show. We really appreciate all the comments, by the way, whether for better or worse. This is going to be a slower rebuild than we want, and that's a good thing. We want a shot at Connor Bedard next year, guys. We really do, in my opinion. So, and then also, if you want to grab some merch, go to habstonight.net, grab your merch. And of course, like I mentioned, but also subscribe if you haven't already to the channel. This is when the Habs Tonight show really shines, is in the summer with our player interviews from the Canadiens, with our connection with Dale Weiss, his boys, his former teammates. So, this has been a heck of a night, Brando. What's your overall feeling on how it's gone so far?
I love it as a hockey fan, not just Montreal stuff, because that'll be debated for years. But as a hockey fan, like this has been one of the most interesting drafts in the years. You'd think, in my opinion, it's been one of the most interesting. I mean, consensus number one. Well, I can't say consensus number one, but he drops to 4. Some names are flying out of order. It's been fun. It's been interesting. Chat's been fun. So I'll stick on here for a little bit longer. We'll watch more picks come in, maybe some more trades, and have some fun.
Good stuff. Well, thanks, man, for jumping on with me. It was a thrill, absolutely. Of course, and always a pleasure to see you, man. So glad you're doing well, and I can't wait to do more shows with you, buddy. This is going to be a good summer for all of us, and the Habs aren't done. So hopefully you can stick around if you're able to be around for the 26th pick, or maybe they make a trade, or who knows. But
Yeah, hopefully they trade up.
I don't think the Habs are done this weekend. Yeah, hopefully they trade up and keep things exciting for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Dekes. Have fun, enjoy. Appreciate the effort tonight. But we'll keep the show rolling for a bit, anyways. If people want to stay on, doesn't matter. We'll see.
Yeah, you can invite people on if you want to have some company. I mean, I don't know if you're up for that, but we can throw the link up, but if you want. But I mean, I'll let you do your thing. I'll let you take over here. So again, I'll put it down here at the bottom. The Habs take Slav first overall, make a crazy trade to get Kirby Doc, who's another potential. He's got more potential than I think we realize, and he could do really well for us. So we'll wait and see. It's a lot of wait. It's going to be a lot of wait and see, and that's exactly what we should be doing. We're going to have to be patient for a while. So it'll serve us well long term, I think, Brando.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, it's a few years away, so just sit back, relax, enjoy. And if they finish, or if they play like they finished the season where it's fun to watch as a fan, I'm all in. That's all that matters.
Yeah, that's all I want to see. I want them to be fun to watch again, and I think they will. And Arizona's coming up for the next pick. So anyway, Thanks you guys. We'll see you again, and stay tuned for my channel for my mixed reaction to the first overall pick. But I hope we get it right, and that pun will be used in a different way from now on. So anyways, but thanks again, you guys. Brando signing off. Enjoy.
Yeah. See you, buddy.
See you guys.
All right, chat. So what are we thinking here on the Arizona? They traded 3 picks to get this one, so they're definitely interested in one player. I don't know if it's going to be Kemmel, Lekkerimaki, Frank Nazar. Obviously, Arizona's kind of stacking up. They're rebuilding. So I'm curious, who do you guys think? I know some people are probably ahead of me. I'm geeky. Dave, are you ahead of me? I think you might be. I know Geeky was highly sought after. Winnipeg Ice center. Man, they get Logan Cooley, Connor Geeky. You got Clayton Keller. Yeah, 6'4", 205-pound center, shoots left. Great pick. I mean, Arizona, besides their tiny little rink, they're gonna have a decent crop of prospects. I mean, because they did a full-on fire sale rebuild where they tore everything down, just took bad contracts for some draft picks. So be interesting. Those suits are quite funny though. It's pretty surreal though. I mean, some of these kids are living out their dreams. I know. I'm curious if some of those guys secretly, like behind their heads, are like, go play in Arizona in front of 5,000 people where we don't even have a center ice logo because the NCAA has it. But I'm also curious what Columbus does here now, because they drafted Juraj, a defenseman, with the 6th overall pick. So Columbus might go after one of those forwards from the Swedish Elite League or Liga, the Finn League. What do I think will happen with Dadonov? I honestly have no idea. I haven't put much stock into this just because it's off-season move. You got cap. You have a question mark with Carey Price, which also is a massive thing with your salary cap. So I really don't know what they're going to do with Dadonov. They might keep him. Who knows? I mean, you got free agency coming up next week. You got to shed some cap, I believe. You got to think Petrie's going somewheres. I don't know if you're going to dump or keep Drew and Byron. Anderson's rumored out there. I have no idea the validity of it. I don't like starting rumors. I have no idea. I'm not an insider. Don't have much connections. It's tough. Yes, they are building a new arena downtown, which is good for them because they think that their new location of their arena will help them get fans, because where they're playing originally, I don't know if it was Scottsdale, it's kind of out of the way. We're not where the market's at for their demographic they want to hit, and I think their new rink is going to hit that demographic and have more support. So who knows? You got to build a competitive team, especially if you're in the southern states. But I mean, with all the picks they have in the next couple of years, Arizona could could be surprisingly good in 5-7 years, or they could be bad and moved out of there to Quebec City or somewhere. But it's interesting the way Montreal's gone, though. I mean, yeah, it's Slafkovsky, got Anderson, Doc. I mean, they're all 6'3", 6'4". So you got some size, you got some speed. Not saying they're competing, just throwing out stats on some of the size here. And there's some big kids in the draft. Like Connor Geekie just went. He's another 6'4" kid. It's impressive. 6'4", 205. Thinks Petrie's sticking around for next season, maybe trade deadline. Yeah, that could happen. Kent Hughes said he will not trade him for the sake of trading him. As long as it makes sense for the Montreal Canadiens, then he'll do it. So we don't know where it's going to go. Slav playing Montreal this year. I think his size and build will be ready. It all depends if Montreal is going to send him back for development or if they want to play him with Suzuki, Caulfield, and know the years are right off and just focus on developing him in the NHL. Who knows? I think it's a different mindset from management. I don't think you have a Claude Julien type coach in Martin St. Louis where I don't think he's going to get buried on the fourth line, in and out of the lineup kind of deal. I think Montreal is embracing the rebuild where they play the kids, know it's not going to be a winning season, but also use those almost like in hockey, we always use the term like it's like controlled scrimmage. When you have a scrimmage at practice, but the coach will stop the play. And sometimes in a blowout game, coaches will use those as controlled scrimmages to focus on new things. So I really don't know where Slafkovsky's going to play. I'm not going to act like I do. So, no, it's not a development league. It's not what I'm saying. It's what Marty, St. Louis, and them are talking about is what they did with Cole. They taught him some stuff this year, kind of introduced him to some things. I think if you're a top 3 pick in the NHL, you can almost guarantee they'll be in the NHL, but you can't say for sure. It all depends where the mindset. And you're going to see the mindset this year of how Gorton and Hughes, Le Cavalier, and Martin St. Louis think about draft or developing their prospects. Yeah, Kirby Dach is 21. And Petrie isn't worth the first. I mean, a lot of people thought Ben Sherratt wasn't worth the first, and he was a first-round unprotected pick. So there's a lot of interest in Petrie around the league. A lot of insiders have said it just because he had an off year where the team was last place, injuries all over the place, coaching fired. There's still some interest in Petrie, and he turned his season around the last couple of months. So I wouldn't write him off completely for what he can return in a trade. Okay, so here comes Columbus pick here. Matejchuk. Dave's ahead of me here. Another defenseman. Columbus, 2 picks in the top 12. 2 defensemen gone. All right, Gabu. You're an insider. I forgot, pal. No, I don't mind, Dave. It's fine in case I don't hear. I got 2 audios coming in from the stream and also from Sportsnet. And which was crazy too, with all the audios we had earlier on with the Nick at the Bell Center, then Dekes, my feed. It was getting pretty crazy. So this is the pick coming up that the Islanders traded to Montreal for Romanov. Montreal flipped that pick to Chicago for Kirby Dach. So we have Chicago on the board next, picking at 13. And we got some good players still available. Bob McKenzie's number 7. Number 8 still available. What do we else have here? It's got to be Kemmel or Lekkerimäki goes. So is this all Habs fans in here? Do we got some other teams? If you're from another team, just tune into the stream. Curious if you've liked the pick your team has made or if your team's picking soon, what you'd like to see. I said earlier on the stream, if Montreal keeps the 26th pick, I hope that Lane Hudson kid's still available. Right, been picked yet. I liked Slafkovsky. I would have been fine with any of the top 3, top 4, to be quite honest with you. I really didn't care. I thought it was a toss up, and I like Slaf, but also could understand out of them. Didn't care. But like, as Wright sitting there thinking you're number 1 for pretty much your whole life, having your family there at the draft, kind of expecting, and then drop to 4, you got to feel for the kid. We know he's going to be set for life, going to be a great hockey player, but you got to think of the personal side of it too. Sitting there with your family, your agent, dropping to 4. Not too many people would have had that on their draft board for sure. Yeah, Frank Nazar is another one. He had a good tournament here earlier this year, the U18s. Center right wing. I'm really curious if Montreal doesn't make another move to go up for another center, just get some more center depth. Dave, I understand your point. I don't think it's a carbon copy of the KK move. I think the KK move was more trying to chase a center, where this year they saw what Slaf did and how developed he was in size and everything else, but they think he could be the best player available in a few years. Where Kotkaniemi, they kind of chased it for center. They weren't chasing best player available, in my opinion. Yeah, there's a lot of hype around Nazar. Definitely. That's why I'm curious if Montreal doesn't try to slide up. So we have a right wing and Kemmel available. Lekkerimacki's a right wing. Frank Nazar is a center right wing. Danila Yurov, right wing. A lot of right wings. Brad Lambert, center right wing. Matejek's gone. Geeky gone. Sorry, I'm just going over the notes here. I know some people aren't fond of him. Grant McKegg said Ostlund can be a steal, depending where you get him. Yeah, whoever gets Bedard next year is going to be very happy. Or Mishkov, Fantilli. That's part of the reason why I wasn't upset, or I kind of like Slafkovsky, was I expected Montreal to pick top 5, top 10 next year, where they can find another center if they need to. Not too many 6'4", 220-pound wingers come around that dominated at men's tournaments. I know the competition wasn't as strong as some people would like. The Kazakhstan comparisons come out. But I mean, the kid was 17, 18-year-old playing against men and some NHL players at World Championships, and he looked good. So, but whoever gets Bedard, how happy are they going to be? Like, if you're Seattle Kraken, you have Matty Beniers, Shane Wright. Let's say you have another off year. You get Connor Bedard or somebody. Seattle in a few years is going to have some young prospects that are looking good. I'm not sure exactly how long he signed for Doom. It could be like a very similar to the Kaprizov thing, and it might, if he is signed, in fact, for a few more years, it might scare some teams away. Like Kaprizov, he dropped. I know Romanov had a deal where he had to stay for a bit. So it all depends too. Like, the contract's a great point. I didn't even think of that, Doom. And that's the thing, like, you're not guaranteed first overall, right? It's all a toss-up. I mean, Detroit's learned that. They've sat at the bottom and haven't picked like first in a while. And then also Colorado, when they finished last, they ended up picking 4th, and that turned out to be Cale Makar. So imagine redoing that draft over again. Cale Makar. Frank Nazar went. That's not surprising. So they got Nazar and Korchinski. They're completely tearing it down. Got to wonder where Patty Kane or Jonathan Toews goes. Okay, is it Nazar or Nazar? Does anybody know the pronunciation of that in the chat? Playing Slim Shady, please stand up. So cool seeing some of the families happy too. All right, so is there anybody in the chat that's seeing the draft board right now? Is there a player available that, okay, wherever my team is or whatever, you gotta trade up and get? Or is there one guy, like, I hope he's still there at pick 26 if you're a Montreal guy or girl, sorry. I don't feel like they pronounce his name right, Captain. I really don't. And that's a great point too, Sprung Robin, is how many of these prospects play at the World Juniors in August? Because you got the NHL training camp starting in September, right? So you can't even say the word right anymore because everybody thinks you're talking Shane Wright. But like, how many of these guys are going to go to World Juniors? Lambert slides to 26. I think he'd be great. I'm curious who Leafs take at 25. Very curious. So you get the Jets up next. The Jets are kind of in the middle. Do they keep Scheifele, Dubois, or are they going to start tearing it down for a rebuild? So it is Nazar then. And that's another thing too. I'm going to apologize. I might butcher every last name in this draft. We have a ways to go till Montreal's next pick. Lambert. So some love for Lambert. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat from the Habs night crew that's at the Bell Center. Got 3 Habs night people at the Bell Center right now. Got some Olay chants going at the Bell Center right now through my feed. Lambert, 6 foot, 180, center right wing, plays in Liga. Doo-doo. I can't believe number 7 and 8 are still on the board per Bob McKenzie's rankings. I want to see some more trades. Like, let's shake this up even more. Like, Montreal's picked 26 and 33. So late first, early second, pretty much first if you want to get chintzy with it. I'm still on the Lane Hudson train. I know some people said Brad Lambert. I think you throw a dart at Lane Hudson and hope. You got the big D man. I'm really curious what Winnipeg does here. I don't know if some of you know, like Derek Whis and I, we were so big on Winnipeg the start of the season too. I thought they made all the right moves, brought in some good D, had a stacked top 6, and then my God, did they have a piss poor year. Jets got to take what the Swede or the Finn. I have no idea if Savard. I think Savard stays because you do need some leadership as they get going because it's going to be a rough couple of years. Like I said, you're picking top 10, top 15 the next 2-3 years, in my opinion, just seeing how they're approaching it. Unless I make some crazy deals and then signings, but I don't see it. I think it's 2 or 3 years of getting some picks, getting some young players. You have Savard Edmondson. That's enough to control the room. Jake Allen's in there as well. Devo's not young. Anderson's not young. So there's some leadership. You do need some leadership. You can't just have a roster of 20-year-olds because it might just turn into a disaster. But it's funny too. Nazar's talking about his dad being a big Detroit fan, but he just got drafted by Chicago. So it's funny watching some of these people's families. Like, Suzuki's family most likely was Toronto. Jake Evans, Toronto, just because they grew up in Toronto. Talked about those in the interviews. And that's the thing. If Montreal can shed some cap, maybe. I'm curious if Gorton and Hughes, if they want picks or if they're going to start acquiring prospects. So we got the Jets. Dave's ahead of me. Dave, are you like that? Sprung Robin thinks they're going to trade 26. Here comes 14th selection for the Winnipeg Jets. McGroarty. Wow. Another center. 6 foot, 205 pound U.S. National Development Team. Bob McKenzie had him ranked 27th. He just went 14th overall. Man, Lekkerimaki and Kemmel dropping. I know we poke fun at Shane Wright, but what's Twitter saying? Any rumors on the Twitter sphere for anybody in the chat? I haven't looked. Yeah, there's a lot of size going in this draft. Frank Nazar and Kevin Korchinski, from what Chicago started at today with nobody knowing any of the moves. I know getting rid of DeBrincat he's a great player, but obviously they knew they had to rebuild. Those are two great players to start. I'm not saying can change the franchise around, but it's two great players to build around. And that's the thing too with Chicago. Where's Patrick Kane go? Does he go to the Rangers with Panarin? Florida? It was, yeah. They freaked out with the Carey Price pick. So Bob McKenzie said Kemmel and Lekkerimaki falling way out of the top 10, both good offensive goal-scoring forwards. They're still available. And yeah, Randy, good point. I thought Romy had a little bit more offensive upside that was just starting to come through, but you never know. That's the thing when you're picking these guys at such a young age and then trading them away at 21, 22. You don't know what they're going to be in their prime, especially defensemen where it's prime of 25 to 30. But yeah, there's only 50 contracts available, so you got to keep that in mind too. So that's why I was thinking maybe packaging some picks for prospects as well. So Vancouver. So this pick Vancouver's had has created some stir today, especially with the JT Miller stuff. So they might see a guy that they like, Lemire Kemmel, that hasn't gone yet, that they want to snag. Really curious if they get rid of JT Miller. Just for fun for the Habs fans still in the chat. Let's say nothing crazy happens. Everything stays status quo. What's your top 6 next year, or what's your top line? Curious what some people are thinking here. Is Dvorak going into the season as your 2 center? He finished the year off well. I know he didn't have the first year he would have wanted. Definitely willing to give him a second chance, especially when I'm not expecting a winning season. Just curious if people see Devo as the 2C for the next couple of years as the Habs are rebuilding. Susie Cole Anderson still for me. Okay, that's what Captain said. Slafkovsky, Suzuki, Caulfield. It'd be cool if they can. Those kids can generate chemistry right off the bat. It'd be awesome to see. Or do you shelter them? Do you put them down the lineup a bit? Let Anderson play with Suzuki and Cole. And it could happen. You're right. Hughes could possibly just not trade. He might just go status quo. I think a lot of it hinges on Carey Price too, if he's healthy or not, because it's a massive cap implication, but also dressing room. I think a lot hinges on what Carey Price does. Does Carey Price end his career on LTIR? Does he come back, play 40, 50 games a year, tandem with Jake Allen? I'm curious to see what Jonathan Drouin does under Martin St. Louis. Hopefully he's healthy. Maybe could be a good trade asset come trade deadline. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think Anderson's a middle 6 forward. I don't think he's a top line. The only thing that concerns me with the Dvorak Gallagher line is speed. That's the only thing that concerns me is the speed if you have Dvorak, Gallagher, and let's say an Armia or. So who's Van taking here? Young team, bordering on keeping it together or selling JT Miller. What are they going to do here? I'm going to give Gallagher another year just because some of us forget just how short that offseason was and the condensed schedules of the 2 seasons and then the cup run. I want to see a healthy Gallagher, see if he can bounce back. But obviously, Montreal is going to want him to see him bounce back because if they can shed that contract, they might. Or they might want to keep him around. Who knows? Lemire goes to the Canucks. He was pretty high on a lot of people's boards too. Bob McKenzie had him 8th overall. Oh, thanks, Nick. Yeah, I can definitely see, you're right. I can definitely see the Habs moving a winger. They've got a lot of wingers now. You got Caulfield, you got Slafkovsky, you got Anderson, Armia, Gallagher, down the line. And then you got Ylonen coming up, Josh Roy coming. I know they're still a couple years away, but a lot of wingers there. You got to assume Paling's probably going to move to a wing. You got Suzuki, Dvorak, Doc, Evans, Paling. So yeah, Bob McKenzie says is a very offensive, talented player, the Swede that the Vancouver took. They love their Swedes over there too. I'm Cap, to be quite honest with you, I'm biased. I quite like Paling. I think a couple of injuries plagued at the start. Also management, development. I don't think they did it properly. That's why I'm curious how the new ownership or brass do it. I like Paling. I can also see him being an effective winger, third line winger, not power forward because he doesn't have the size, but I mean, he plays heavy, likes to cycle. I really want to see what Paling does this year because I think there's a little bit more in Paling than what he's shown. And I've been a Paling fan. I told the story many times. My first game I went to a couple years ago was Paling's hat trick and then shootout winner against Toronto at the Bell Center. Last game of the year. And then he's been on the show. If you haven't checked it out, we interviewed Paling last summer. Talked about his wrist injury and his mindset. Really good kid, down to earth, humble. I really liked Paling. Jake Evans is a great guy too. If you haven't checked that one out, Evans is a great guy to talk to. And that's the thing with doing these shows. You learn, like you meet these guys, right? So once you start talking to them, you can still criticize, but it's like you know them on a different level, so it's kind of different. The trades are not done for Montreal. Elio. They should change Vancouver's colors to just yellow and blue. Yeah, no. So yeah, my first game was the Paling hat trick. Bob Cole's last game. I think that was the year before COVID shut it down. Yeah, because then I went to the Bell Center and watched Suzuki go on the breakaway. Kovalchuk scored in overtime against the Leafs. And then last year was I saw Caulfield score and Matthews score. We go to a Habs Leafs game every year. I was kind of cheering that idea on last year. If you go through the tweets, I was like, why not put Paling up on the left wing with Suzuki and Caulfield and just see what can happen? That was when the season was wrote off. Wouldn't hurt to see what they could do. And I think you kind of reward Paling for going to the A, grinding through injuries, playing the fourth line role, third line role. I was very curious to see what Paling could do because he loves to cycle and he can go get the puck for Suzuki and Cole. Yeah, I think he has a hockey IQ to play with them too. You know he's not first line material, but Montreal's not contending material, so it's just why not try some things out when it's mean nothing games? Because you can find that spark. Sidney Crosby, I know we don't have a Crosby, played with a lot of bottom six guys and got good. A lot of these guys, you just write them off just because you assume they're not good. But if you play them with the right people who think the game similarly or same style, they can kind of surprise you. Exactly. Armstrong with Crosby, 20 goals. And you're acting like Paling was a schlub. Like, did great for Team USA World Juniors, did great at his university. So, and a lot of people, like, some of these prospects get brought up to the NHL. Yes, they can't play first line minutes because the NHL is the best league in the world. But you got to realize they played their whole life on a top line. Then they get to the NHL and get stuck on a fourth line and play 8 minutes a night, and then they wonder why they're not producing. Is because they don't play that style. A lot of these guys play different styles, and you got to kind of cater to their styles in a certain way. You can't just give guy first line minutes, but Oslin, I knew he was going to go high. That's a good pick. A lot of scouts like Ostlund. They think he's got a high ceiling for his ranking. So we got a few more picks until the Habs pick 26. Nashville's coming up. Got Forsberg contract talk still going on. Dallas, who's got the Petrie trade rumors destination. Okay, I understand the comment and doing with the best what you're given. I understand that. I'm not chirping. Cole Caulfield on the fourth line. What do you think he's gonna do? And it's not sarcasm towards you. Don't get me wrong, but it's sometimes like some of these players, you can't just stick them on a fourth line and expect them to go thrive. Some of these guys play certain styles where they don't fit on a certain line or a certain role. Doesn't mean that they don't appreciate it or aren't trying. Sorry. Montreal make a move with Dallas? Do they have a player on the board they like? The Petrie thing in motion? Any rumors on Twitter? Any smoke screens? Yeah, that Ostlund kid's got crazy high skill level. That's another Grant McKegg one that has a high ceiling. Kemmel's very similar. Brad Lambert still available. Uh-oh. What do we get? Oh, Surge of Arts presenting the GM of the Year award. I thought there was a trade. I got excited. Who's getting the General Manager of the Year? Any GM of the Year candidates, gang? Breezeball or Sakic? I liked what Sakic did, especially at the deadline. Like Manson, Lehkonen, built a great team, signed Landeskog, brought Kemper in. My God, it's getting late. I'm on the East Coast too. It's taking forever. Brisebois, Sakic. I mean, Eisman built the team, but he's kept up. He had to rebuild that third line. He's had to make some moves. I know that McDonough deal last week was not easy on him. Chris Drury took over a Jeff Gorton team, made some moves. You got to think this goes to Joe Sakic. Oh, drummer. I'm New Brunswick, so we're same time zone. Yeah, Sakic. Yeah. I mean, you win the cup, especially with some big deadline moves, some great signings at the start of the year. Mr. Sakic. I have an autograph stick by Joe Sakic somewhere. I think it might be in the closet behind me. Barry. I'm Frederick. Well, I'm Ormocto, just down the highway. Mr. Sakic. How big were those moves? I mean, you bring Lehkonen in, Manson. I know you gave up a big piece in Barron for Lehkonen, but I mean, Lecky game-winning goal to clinch the cup. He doesn't get Lehkonen, do they make the finals? I don't know, especially with the Kadri injury. But I mean, you got some of the vets on that team too. Cogliano, keeping Eric Johnson. Jack Johnson was a PTO at the start of the year. Played top 4 minutes at one point. Bowen Byram in and out of the lineup this year with injuries. Almost knocked the microphone over. That's rightfully, and I don't think too many people are going to argue about Sakic winning that one. I mean, what a team. You got Cale Makar signed for like 5 years at $9 million, and he's one of the best hockey players in the NHL, regardless of position. But I'm curious what Nate McKinnon's going to get next contract because he's at a bargain for them. Got to assume Kadri's gone. Trade for Gorgiev today, so Kemper's gone. So Sakic's got to rejingle that team if he wants a chance of repeating. Let's get to the picks because I need to get to pick 26 at least. I kind of feel bad. No, I don't feel bad. I'm happy for him. Lehkonen going to Colorado. But it's like he played first power play unit on arguably one of the best power play units in the league. I don't know. I don't think he killed as many penalties as he did with Montreal. But I mean, Lehkonen played first line or at least second line minutes, first power play. Slafkovsky interviewed on Twitch right now by Mark Dumont. If people want to hop all over there. Sorry, I don't have the poll to get Slav on Habs tonight right now. Here's a fun fact for Habs fans. Caulfield won more NHL playoff rounds than the Leafs since 2004 in his rookie season. It wasn't even technically his rookie season. His rookie season was last year, if you want to get technical about it, but still a wild stat. How awesome was that 2-on-0? Him and Suzuki going down the middle. All from Galchenyuk. And it's where the tide turned. Game 5. And then you had KK Game 6. How fun was that playoff run, though? I mean, I know the Habs weren't obviously a Stanley Cup contending team, but they made the run to the Cup final on the backs of Weber and Price. But you go from a Stanley Cup final to first overall pick. What a year. Feels like 8 years. Chucky chose his alliance. Drew and Dadonov probably trade deadline deals. Yeah, most likely. I can see that. or one of them going before the season, maybe. And sometimes like guys that are, well, Dadonov's deal's done after this year, so it's just trying to reduce salary cap. Sometimes a return. I know you can't win every single trade. Sometimes you got to eat one to shed money. You just got to get ready for, Suzuki's contract. You got to assume Cole Caulfield's contract's going to eat a lot of money, assuming he keeps going at the pace he finished at. Devo signed a good term. Evans, Paling are going to be cheap. Armia's cheap. The big thing is the Carey Price contract. Is he going to play or is he going to be LTIR? It's interesting. And that's the thing is, the price situation definitely handcuffs Montreal. Because if he's healthy, you got to play him. Because to be honest, not too many teams will touch that unless you retain way too much money. But also what Price has done for the organization as well. You don't have that Stanley Cup run without Carey Price, arguably. So if he's healthy, you got to play him. I've loved Carey Price since the start, so I can't chirp him too much, but and you just got to readjust your mindset on Carey Price. Unfortunately, he's got the contract he's got. Nobody's going to say no to that much money. You just got to temper expectations. He might just be a 40 to 50 game guy now. And then if you get playoffs, you just expect Carey Price of the playoffs. But it's still a long ways away. Kemmel went, yeah. That's not surprising now. All right, so Kemmel's gone. So you got Lambert and Yurov still sitting in the top 16, not taken. All right, so Ogren, Kulik, Howard. I guess the Leafs are really interested in that Fergus kid. Mm-hmm. The Habs going to go after Lane Hudson? Is anybody else as high on Hudson as I am? Just from all the professionals that are out there saying it's worth a flyer? I don't know if they take the Russian or not. So you got Dallas, Kings, Caps, Pens, Ducks, Blues, Wild, Leafs, Habs. We get some time to kill here. I think that should be shorter time in between. You guys agree? All right, Dallas. Who's Dallas going to take? Going to take Yurov or Lambert? Depending what Dallas is looking for, both right wingers. Lambert's a center/right. Ogren, left wing. Yuri Kulik, center. Need time to make trades, I wish. Is there anybody that's hasn't been picked yet that's just wowing people? Lambert, Yurov. Let's see. I have a list all the way up to 45 players, so we're good here. I wonder if there's a few trades. Come on, it's first round. Make it fun. Dallas is up. Dallas is in a weird spot too. They're letting Klingberg walk. Free agent. They're going to be looking for a D. That's why the Petrie rumors. I know Petrie's wife's from Texas, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. They're kind of in the middle. You got Jamie Benn, Tyler Seguin, and them aging out. Got a young goaltender. Jason Robertson's good kid. Rupe Hintz, good. They're kind of caught in the middle too. I'm curious what they target here for a pick. Dave, I'm not familiar. So Jeez, I can't even pronounce that. Miroshnichenko. You have a couple health issues or injuries, or just some freak accidents happen? It's supposed to be top 10, I guess, eh? Yeah, he dropped to 19 on Bob McKenzie and 21 on Eyes on the Prize draft rankings. That Owen Pickering, 6'4", 180-pound D, shoots left. He might be available for the Habs too. Hodgkins. Oh, okay. It's terrible. What a wild start. Can you imagine? Like, I think Slafkovsky a month ago on all the betting sites was like plus 1,500 to go first overall. If you threw a little bit of money at that, probably having a good night. A lot better than some of the ones that are diehard on the right train. But so Dallas is going to be picking here any moment. Yeah, they're talking with the Russian Factor on Sportsnet right now, guys. They're saying it is playing a little bit of a factor. I mean, which it's a fair point. It does. It makes it a little bit, not for media backlash, but also trying to get guys over here. So they just said Askarov with Nashville. He did his military service. He's coming over on Sunday. Should be there for the rookie camp Monday. It's such a weird scenario. I don't want to get into it because I hate geopolitical stuff, especially online. Just reiterating what I'm hearing here on the TV feed for you guys. Bischel? Bichsel, 6'5", 216 pounds defenseman. Bob McKenzie had him 26. Eyes on the Prize had him 29th. All right, so we have 7 more picks till Montreal picks, and then I don't know if I might as well stay on for the whole first round or what. Next, we have LA Kings. Does Bergevin get a little bit of pull here? So Bischel. So Brad Lambert still available. Danila Yurov still available. The other Ivan M. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name anymore. Yuri Kulik. Isaac Howard, Owen Pickering. That Pickering kid's big. I wonder if is Bergevin going to go up on this? Oh, Dallas is still up on the stage on my feed. I'm a little bit behind. I knew it just wasn't talk when several scouts and then also some other people were talking that Slafkovsky had a chance. And it was early on, too. Not like just the last week once jumping on the hype train. It started in about February that he could push for it. Maybe Deneau will be with them. Inseparable pairing. How about Deneau, though? What a great year he had. Showed a little bit more offense than he did in Montreal, but also was given more offensive opportunities, zone starts. But it freed up Kopitar. LA Kings, they're making some moves. You got Byfield too, Arthur Kaliev. You're right, Dave. It would be hilarious if they let Bergevin go up there and make his selection. Byfield ever pan out? I don't know. He's one of those I didn't see the hype about him during his draft here, but I'll admit I didn't watch him closely enough to make an educated opinion. I hope he does. I mean, I hope every player does. It kind of sucks he got injured this year. Big, strong European year this year for the draft, eh? Not too many Canadians. All right, so we have Kings, Caps, Pens, Ducks, Blues, Wild, Leafs, Habs. We're on pick 19. Does anybody a player that's still available and trade up? Or do they think their guy's going to drop? Arizona coming out with Logan Cooley, Connor Geeky. And Columbus with the two defensemen too. Devils with Nimitz. I'm curious how Nimitz turns out. Oh, Paul, you're back in Canada. You're Canada now. When'd you get back from Korea? Paul Surratt used to be in Korea when we were doing, well, especially on the Cup run, when Montreal was in playoffs, would tune in from Korea. Who's my pick at 26? I've said it all night. I don't know if you go Lambert. I really want to take a flyer on Hudson. There's a lot of buzz around Hudson from especially the advanced analytics guys and projections. They like Hudson, especially if he can grow a couple inches, maybe. But I think that's one of those ones you take a flyer and it might not pan out, and that's the downside of it. But I see Owen Pickering, 6'4", 180 pounds, defenseman, left-handed. You just got rid of Romy, who's a left-handed D. I know you got some coming up the pipeline with Jordan Harris, Cooley. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm very curious to see what Montreal does or what they think they need, depending on defenseman prospect or if they're going to go with a forward. Lambert or Ty Nelson? Oh, I didn't realize the Kings. Yeah, the Wild. The Wild have it, not Kings. My bad, guys. I forgot all about that. If there's a Quebec kid worth taking at 26, then absolutely, if he's the best player available. Who's Billy G taking? They're in cap hell the next couple of years. That Suter and Parise buyout kills them. I got Kaprizov in my fantasy. I like Kaprizov. That Matthew Boldy kid's going to be good. Got Marco Rossi. Ogren. Bob McKenzie had him at 21. Eyes on the prize. Habs have them at 17. A lot of Europeans. All right, so Washington Capitals, what are they going to do? They're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. You got Backstrom with that big surgery after that brand new contract. Might not play again. If he does, it'd be an amazing achievement. You got Ovi, who's still scoring. Tom Wilson, Kuznetsov, Oshie. Yeah, I think you need a goaltender. Be curious if they chase after Kemper or somebody. Capitals still going to try to go for it a couple more years, I think. They got it. If you got Ovechkin scoring over 20, 30 goals a game or a year, you got to go for it. Yeah, all the analysts now are talking about the ones dropping and it being a crapshoot, essentially. Like you told me a week ago, Shane Wright drops number 4. I think a lot of people would laugh you out of the building. Alrighty. 6 more picks for the till Montreal picks. So we have the 2 Russian kids still available. Mm-hmm. You imagine if Jack Hughes does get taken, though? It'd be kind of funny. Oh, my God. Minnesota didn't have a jersey and brought him a sweatshirt. All right, so we're going to commercial break, which kind of sucks. This is taking a lot longer than I thought. Can you imagine getting drafted and you get given a sweatshirt on stage? I know they're going to get him a jersey shortly after, but you imagine your picture on stage is just wearing a hoodie. I have a Montreal Canadiens hoodie with the laces. Take a picture and act like I got drafted. And they have a pick in like 4 more picks. They pick again. While I have you guys here, anybody interested in purchasing a jersey? I'll give it for a discount. Number 27. Almost wore it tonight. Thank God I didn't. Would I take it off in shame? All right. Who are the Habs targeting? Are they going defenseman? Are they going forward? I can take the KK jersey out. That might piss some people off. Ugh, I'm never buying a jersey again. We got a price one over here. Old Reebok jersey. And we got the Dale Weiss one that's in the closet. I pull that out. Sometimes poke fun with Dale. Subban jersey. It's Subban one. A lot of people A lot of people still rock the Subban jersey, especially with the donation to Montreal. I mean, that guy did love Montreal. Daisy, I did mention that earlier in the stream. I was like, we could just change the name to Kovalev on the Romanov jersey. Radulov. I would have bought one of those. What's RA say on Chiclet? Just like a farm animal? Warthog? Man, Minnesota's got some great prospects, but they're just in cap trouble. Do you guys think if do you think Velcro name patch? Yeah, just switch it out every year. Just get traded. Do you guys think that Marco Rossi is going to bounce back and start playing for the Wild? I haven't followed too much on him. I know he had that that heart issue there. But I mean, if you got Kaprizov, Boldy, Marco Rossi, the kid they just drafted, and Ogren, get some young kids coming. All right, who are the Capitals taking? Last thing, these teams have been drafting late first round for a while. This is where you got to hit. If you're competing / contending, you got to hit this late round. Oh, they took the Russian D-man. Oh, sorry, left winger, Ivan. Left wing. It's not surprising they take a Russian, though. Like they said, they got Ovi, you got Orlov, you got Kuznetsov. You have some Russians to surround them. And also, Washington's not that hotbed where if you draft a Russian to Montreal, Toronto, XYZ, you get the whole geopolitical shit show. Could be a steal. Yeah, might be a steal. Dave, you said it. They just mentioned it on the feed. He was supposed to be top 10 until he dropped. Like I was saying, you need to hit on these late round picks if you're going to compete every year. Try to keep your window open. So you got one Russian left, Yurov. I think, I mean, I know everybody gets excited about their own team, but I mean, I think the Habs can still make a value pick at 26 with some of these names still available. Not game breakers per se, but you might have an NHLer out of some of these. Hodgkin's lymphoma, good for him. What a story. How's that Russian kid doing on Toronto that had the tumor? Did anybody heard about him? I heard, hoping things went well with him. That does not surprise me at all. Washington goes with the Russian, though. Just makes sense. Penguins on the board. What do they think they need? They just inked Chris Letang, 6 years, $6.1 million. Guy got paid. 36 years old or 35 years old. Signed till 41. I haven't watched Shores yet. No, I'm just starting to get into my summer shows now that hockey and everything just ended. I owe the wife some time. I haven't heard anything. Yeah, it's Amirov. I actually kind of wanted Montreal to draft him. I think the Leafs took him right before the Habs drafted and took Cooley, if I'm not mistaken. I started watching the Red Wings Avalanche E60 last night. I haven't finished it. Don't ruin it for me. But what a great start. What a series. No news on Amirov. Okay. Capitals talking about their pick just because of the medical records. Comfortable with the risk is what they're saying. What position player do you think Habs will pick at 26? I honestly, I don't know. Like, they got a lot of wingers in the system. They've got 4 or 5 centers to hold them over until they're competing in 3 to 5 years. I'd like for them to go off the board and try to hit one of those players where it's like, I hate saying it's a hit or a bust, but like try to get one of those ones where it's like, holy shit, he went to 26 that year. Because you're picking at 33 as well. So take a flyer. Lane Hutson's the one I want. I've said it all night long. I hate repeating myself or if I'm boring some people, but Lane Hutson's the one. I don't think a goalie's going to go to the 3rd round. Very poor draft year for goalies. I think at 26 or pick 33 if you're Montreal, you got to try to find that hidden gem. Now, what's Pittsburgh going to do? This always impresses me because I wonder if Sid has some pull or at least has some insight or if he watches or if he doesn't even give a shit. I don't know. You got Crosby, Gensel. You got Malkin maybe coming back. Letang just inked. I think DeSmith just re-signed with them. My opinion of Mayu, to be quite honest with you, I haven't watched him enough to have an educated opinion that's worth a shit. I've seen the hype. I've seen the blowback. I honestly don't know. I haven't watched him enough attentively to make a comment on him. I hope he pans out because I know that he was 1st round material, but the blowback is why people didn't take him and the Habs jumped on it because they knew he was going to go 2nd round early. But Chris Letang's going to make the pick for Pittsburgh. Pickering. That was another one. It's a big D. It's a big boy for his age. 6'4", 180. Swift Current Broncos, WHL. Five more picks, 26. Yeah, so you have Danila Yurov and Lambert. Yurov is listed as a right wing. Lambert's listed center right wing. But I saw some rumblings about Toronto interested in that Fergus kid. 5'10", only 154 pounds. Jagger Fergus. I gotta cross some names off my list here so I don't say something dumb. Whoever takes Jimmy Snuggerud is going to win, though. What a name. Jimmy Snuggerud. Snuggerud? All right. Who is going to be the steal of the draft? Do you guys have thoughts on steal of a draft so far? I know none of them have played a game yet, but Is there any steals out there? I know like some fans like it's Seattle picking Wright at 4. Is that considered a steal? Geeky at 11. Savoie is your steal. Buffalo's going to start turning the corner here soon. Their tail end of their season was pretty good, and they got like Owen Power on D, Rasmus Dahlin, Dylan Cousins. You're gonna have Matt Savoie. Things are turning around in Buffalo, and you got Tuck. Tuck's there. He wants to be there. He's from Buffalo. All right, so let's riff here because we're going into commercial. If you're thinking the Habs window 4 to 6 years from now, your wingers are going to be Slafkovsky, Caulfield, Roy potentially, Sean Farrell is another sleeper one. Some people, I know there's a lot of hype around it, but also he gets slept on a bit. Some people forget. Yessi Alonen could turn into a good winger. I think Anderson will probably be gone by then. Contract will be gone. Druin won't get re-upped. Gallagher's probably going to be gone. And then you're looking for your centers. I think they get their center next summer. I'm so curious what Montreal's roster is going to look like opening night. Buffalo hasn't been good since Hasek left. No, they need to go back to the old jersey. The Buffalo had. When they had the Buffalo head, you know what I'm talking about? Like the black, white, and red jerseys? I still can't believe Romanov went. Four to 6 year window. Well, that's when like Suzuki, Caulfield are 25, 26, 27. It's when they're in the prime of their age is why I kind of say 4 to 6, 3 to 5, however you want to word it. There's no Quebec players ranked that high per se, Barry. Kirby Dach has potential. I think he had a rough couple of years, then the COVID years, well, broke his wrist with the World Juniors and COVID, and then I think he played on a bad Chicago team as well. Down the depth chart. Who knows what's going to happen with him? Hopefully they did their work. And they like Kirby Dach for a reason. So they must have there's something that they see there. And since they're so new and I don't know their style per se, I can't critique it really. So we are looking at Luneau here. Tristan Luneau, ranked 32. Bob McKenzie, ranked 36. Eyes on the prize draft ranking. 6'2", 175-pound kid from played Gatineau Olympic. Defenseman. 24th NHL Scout Central. You could see Montreal maybe take him first pick, second round tomorrow. Or they could take him 26th to end the night kind of on a high note for the fans of the Bell Center. Untapped potential when it comes to Dach. Yeah, I haven't seen him play enough to honestly come out here and put my name on it. I hope he pans out. I know my friend's a big Blackhawks fan. He said he's more upset about Dach leaving, but he understands the rebuild, obviously. But and I'm Ducks. And a young team. Good team. McTavish, Zegras, Drysdale. Gauthier. Nathan Gauthier. Gaucher, sorry. Can't talk. Nathan Gaucher, ranked 28th. Bob McKenzie, 31. Eyes on the prize. (6'3", 207-pound center. Shoots right for the Quebec Ramparts. They said he's not going to be a flashy player, but he's going to be steady. Man, there's some big kids in this draft. 6'3", 6'4", 6'4", 6'3". The Habs going to... Oh, you got to think the Leafs are going to take Lambert. Sorry, just keeping up with the group chats. The people at the Bell Center are wondering who's going to go. 26. Some people are saying Lambert. You know the Leafs are just going to take Lambert. It's just a typical Leafs Montreal kind of squabble that. And they're just picking ahead, so they're going to take the best player available. But alrighty, so we have Danila Yurov still available. Who are the Blues going to go with? It's rumored Tarasenko is going to leave the Blues. They got to shed cap. Can't keep Binnington and Husso. Yeah, the Sportsnet analysts right now are saying the Anaheim Ducks have one of the deepest prospect pools and one of the best scouting for defensemen. There's still some centers out there, though. All right. I'm so high on Gorgiev. Navs got him for so cheap. I'm curious how well he'll do. You're looking at a Gorgiev Francouz tandem. Galley's contract's tradable if he has a bounce back start of the season. And I think that's what they're hoping. He comes back healthy, plays well, so they can shed it if they need to. Elliot's talking to Hextall about Letang. Lambert had a super shit year. You want to draft a player who is progressing, not regressing. Fair point. Who are the Blues going to go with? Can you get rid of Tarasenko and take Yurov? Yuri Kulich, center, 6 foot, 172. St. Louis got some young players too. All right. Let's make some picks here so we can get to the Habs. Yeah, that Gaucher kid lives 30 minutes from the Bell Center, he's saying. Good for him. Price won't retire, though, because then he has to give up all that money. He'll go on LTIR and the insurance will pay it. If a player just straight up retires, they lose the money, the rest of the contract. That's why you're seeing so many guys go on the LTIR. Like Nick Backstrom for the Washington Capitals, most likely going to be on LTIR. I do not see him coming back from the surgery he's going to be doing to his hips. Okay, St. Louis is stepping up to the stage. They going to take that Yurov kid? Yeah, that is a bonus, Dave, that Wright is on the West Coast because he will have a chip on his shoulder. I mean, he dropped to 4. Pronger still being paid. I feel like he might be over now. But I know DiPietro still getting paid in Long Island. Snuggerud. Best name in the draft. Still wish it was Snuggerud, but Snuggerud's okay. Jimmy. All right, Minnesota Wild again. Leafs, Habs. Yeah, Dave's ahead of everybody, so I just kind of look at the chat when I see St. Louis get on stage on my feed, and I already have it. Can you imagine getting paid for like 15 years when you're not playing hockey? Just every July 1st, you get like $1 million or $2 million. Yeah, Bobby Bonilla Day. Yes, July 1st. $1 million. You stopped playing decades ago. Oh, geez, we're going on 3 hours for this stream. All right. So we have Yurov available. Kulich available. Howard available. Snuggerud just got taken. Wow, I wonder if Montreal drops back. No, they don't. They got the draft in their building. Can't be dumb. All right. Lambert. You got to think Lambert's going to the Wild or the Leafs. You got to bet money on it. What are the Leafs looking for? They need middle 6, bottom 6 depth for cheap. Leafs can go with a forward because you got Muzzin on D, Riley on D, Brody fighting with the Sandine contract. Dubas is on the phone. Kyle Dubas, this is where Toronto needs, like, I know we're Habs fans here. This is where Toronto has to hit. You need to get a middle 6, bottom 6 guy if you're looking for a forward to hit that can play on your roster for cheap just because of the cap implications. Dubas is on the phone. Maybe they think there's enough guys to go back a bit. Or somebody likes somebody there and they're trying to move up. Ordering a pizza. All right, commercial break. I wonder what Minnesota's going to do. Sucks there's no goalies either because like there's still like 6 or 8 teams that need a goalie. Not that a pick this year would jump right in the lineup, but just a very, very poor year for goaltending in the draft. And that's the thing, Toronto needs a goaltender. You cannot start the season with, well, I mean, you can. You're just really banking on Mrazek staying healthy, bouncing back, and Shalgren. Like, they have no goaltending prospects that are ready Got no money. I mean, they're rumored to Matt Murray today, of all people. I have no idea what Toronto's going to do with net. They need to do something because Campbell's good as gone, I think. Interviewing Jimmy Snuggerud now on Sportsnet. Do I think Druin stays? I think he's going to start the year. Hopefully he rebounds under Martin St. Louis, but that's a contract you kind of shed at the deadline to a team that's looking for a middle six guy. Yeah, no doubt Murray nicks the trade to Buffalo. I mean, they're turning it around, but I think Buffalo, though, in a few years could definitely turn around. They cleared future money, Randy, with the Romanov trade. Because with Dak's start, you can kind of offer him a cheaper bridge deal, maybe. They're stuck in a weird window where, like, the next 3 years, the money year off, yeah. It's not surprising. All right. Leafs taking Lambert. They going Fergus, Kulik, Howard. What's going to happen here? Yeah, Billy Guerin is getting thick. Man, some of these guys must be relieved. I mean, you're ranked 11 and 14. You're not going till late first. They just said he's a top 6 forward. Who are the Leafs going to go with? They taking Lambert? Year of. I wouldn't say underachieved, Randy. I thought he was on the upswing. I mean, I kind of write off last year because it's such a shit show with injuries and coaching and just a terrible year. No fans, COVID. I mean, fuck, they were playing Florida and had pretty much the Laval Rocket playing for them. Trade. All right. What's the trade here? Mrazek and 25. Toronto fans are happy. So no first round selection for Leafs. But they shed that Mrazek contract. That's huge for them. Man, that's big for Toronto. Toronto fans should be happy. How big was his contract? Another 3 years, like 3.8 or 4 million. Somebody could probably pull up the exact contract, but it was not looking good for Toronto for a backup guy that couldn't stay healthy. Yeah, Toronto can bring in Ville Husso now. Is that free enough money to get Campbell back? Toronto's trying to fix their goalie, trying to find money. And that's the thing when you're running 4 or 5 guys at those big deals. Chicago, they embracing the tank for Bedard or what? And Toronto thinks there must be some players they weren't in love with, so they definitely traded. All right, so who's Chicago going to take here? Lambert, most likely? All right, Billy G's talking to Friedman. All right, 2 more picks. 3.5 hours in on the stream. We're going to get there. Out of the change of Montreal's management, what surprised you the most? I think having somewhat, besides the number 1 overall pick, because you can't let that out, just the transparency and honesty and the positivity that came with it all. I mean, you see all the alumni back at the games having fun. It's not like the old boys club anymore. And I think you see it in the players too. They're starting to have more fun. The players' responses to the media aren't just the cliche responses anymore. They're taking the time. They're giving honest answers. They're having fun. I think Chantal Maccabee is a big part of that. Selfishly, I like to think our show last year kind of started that because I know Chantal Maccabee watched it a little bit. But when we had Suzuki, Paling, Evans, Gallagher, like all those boys on, like we were getting some good answers, normal answers out of them, and it was getting good views. So I think they kind of realized, like, hey, you don't have to give the cliches all the time. Kind of open up and just let these guys' personalities show a bit. So that's what I like. That's what I'm surprised with the complete 180, completely locked down, nothing got out, to kind of some transparency where their direction and what they want to do. Rinzel. Chicago takes Rinzel. I have to look at my notes, guys. I don't know all of them. High school. 6'4", 181-pound defenseman. Shoots right. 6'4" in high school. I wish. Imagine being a first rounder out of high school hockey. My goodness. All right. Who's Montreal taking? They trading back? Yeah, MPP would be great for the development department as well. All righty. All right, everybody, throw your pick in. Who's Montreal taking at 26 if they take it, if they do make the pick? You got Lambert, Kulik, Howard. No, he's Swedish. Finnish, sorry. Finnish, not Swedish. He's dual. He played for the Finns. He wears like 33. number 33, I think. Alrighty. Chicago went from not having anything to picking like 3 or 4 times in the first round. 1, 2. Good for them. Yeah, they picked 3 times. Korchinski, Nazar, Renzel. Yeah, I think Lambert was big for his age and then kind of regressed a bit. Montreal on the clock. This is what piques my curiosity. What do Gorton and Hughes feel that they need, positionally and also skill set wise? I don't think he's going to pick his son. Thanks, JDF. Appreciate that. Easton's doing good. 9.5 months. I can't believe it. That's why I've been MIA for so long, but kind of getting back into the swing of things now with a routine set up for him. All right. Every time I say right now, the stupid puns that have been on Twitter for the last 6 weeks. Pick is in. Who are we taking here? I'm guilty for the Price is Right tweets the last 6 months of the year. All right, people that are ahead of me, have they picked yet? Alrighty. Walking to stage now. Okay. And they still pick 33rd, so first round or first pick, second round tomorrow. Do they take a flyer on this one or tomorrow? I like seeing the crowd see some. If we can find a Nick or Shane, Marco. Yeah, time flies by, JDF. It's wild. Who would have thought last year, like a year ago, when Habs were in the Stanley Cup Finals, If somebody told you Lecavalier and Marty St. Louis would be leading Montreal a year from then. All right. Who do we got? Missar, another Slovak. Who's this kid? 5'10", 172 pounds, winger / center. Yeah, basically. Montreal Slovaks. They like him for something, though. I thought for sure. I was hoping they'd take Hudson, but maybe they think they can get him next round. All right. Arizona's up next. All right. 3.5 hours. Appreciate everybody watching. I think I'm going to call it now. Hey, crazy date for Habs fans. 3.5 hour stream. If you haven't subscribed to Habs Tonight, please do. Like we said, we got interviews coming this summer. I got an exciting couple seasons as watching the young kids develop and grow. Should be fun. Appreciate everybody tuning in, having fun, keeping the chat fun. I know it was fun at the start. I know there's some chirps, but it's all good. Appreciate everybody getting along, everybody helping me out. It's not easy running a stream by yourself, waiting on picks 5 minutes each time. But really had a lot of fun tonight. Thank you guys. Hope you guys have a great night. Enjoy the draft. Free agencies next week. Have a great weekend, everybody. Cheers. Thank you so much. Have a good night, guys.